It's 7 days to the Joy News National Media Freedom Dialogue on defending media freedom ahead of the December general elections. Welcome to the Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we all love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including ATL FM Cape Coast, Might FM Tamalak, Bewa Radio Yendi, and in Kiliki Boli. Get radio, TV, and online content on myjoyonline.com. Coming up, severe drought in the northern regions spark fear of food shortages and price hikes.
Currently, with how things are going, I can predict that prices of food will be quite high. I can predict that we will have quite low productivity.
There's more as the Agric Ministry rallies to provide solutions to the affected communities.
Definitely put in place some interventions to ensure that lives and livelihoods are restored.
You're not able to tell me the immediate interventions.
Also coming up, Minority Slums Cocoa Board's domestic financing plan as a desperate move in the midst of its financial crisis.
It's not the way to go because in the specific case, Cocoa Board is in serious financial crisis.
In business,
National Petroleum Authority revokes licenses of 13 oil marketing companies over debts owed several industry regulators. We've got details coming up in the Joy Business Report.
And stay with us for more details on these stories and more. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Ghanaians must prepare for severe food shortages and soaring prices as the intensifying drought devastates agriculture in 8 regions, with many farms parched for months and early crops dying in the Bono East, Oti, and the 5 northern regions from the lack of rain. The Peasant Farmers Association is warning that the situation has reached a critical point. Executive Director Bismarck Owusu says the soil is now too hardened for planting, leaving an increasing number of farmers desperate.
When we started this exercise, we were trying to get the farmers to give out the number of acreages that were lost due to the crop failure. This exercise is a utility. It appears that most of the farming districts were affected. Currently, with how things are going, I can predict that prices of food will be quite high. I can predict that we will have quite low productivity because we will not be able to get the needed yield as we desire. And I can predict that prices of food will go up very high. So that I can predict.
Well, reacting to the crisis, the Agric Ministry says it will soon announce measures to assist the affected communities. Tanko Bagbara is Public Relations Officer.
Yes, so far a report gathered from the regional departments of agriculture indicates that 8 regions, it means there is total and complete loss of crops as a result of this dry spell. Certainly, government will not sit for us to get to that point. And in the coming days, we will communicate hope to our farmers and communicate hope to Ghanaians. Definitely put in place some interventions to ensure that lives and livelihoods are restored.
Tanko Webera is Public Relations Officer of the Agric Ministry. Now, the minority in Parliament has opposed Cocoa Board's plan to self-finance cocoa bean purchases by raising funds from domestic cocoa traders, rejecting the move as merely face-saving. Cocoa Board's decision not to borrow from foreign banks is a breakaway from a 3-decade tradition. But the deputy ranking member of the Agriculture Committee, Dr. Seydou Jassal, claimed the decision stems from Cocoa Board's financial difficulties.
So frankly, Ivan, it's a dire situation. And I think I was expecting Cocoa Board to be forthright with the information so that Ghanaians can interrogate this and sympathize. But when you try to flip it over and take a deliberate policy shift, when really it is of your incapacity and therefore inability to be able to source financing, I think that's disingenuous and Ghanaians shouldn't be taken for granted on this score.
A self-financing arrangement isn't the way to go.
It's not the way to go because in the specific case, Cocoa Board is in serious financial crisis.
Meanwhile, Farmer General of the Concerned Farmers Association, Nana Obwadia Boatim Bunsu, explains the main reason behind the shortfall for cocoa production is illegal mining.
There are a lot of factors involved. When we are doing the identification of community challenges, we even approached Cocoa Board. We came out with a lot of press statements and other things that galamsey is destroying our land. And then we even came out with a program which we even converted almost 2,500 young people that are doing galamsey and converted them to farmers. That now even some of them are even doing the cocoa. But the thing is, Parliament itself have no value for the cocoa.
Now to the Ashanti region. Academic activities in the region's colleges of education have yet to fully resume despite CTUX ending its 2-month strike. Many students have not returned to campus following the suspension of the industrial action. Teacher trainees are now calling for an extension of the academic calendar to recover the lost time, as reported by my colleague Emmanuel Brightquaker in this report.
Life is yet to be restored on campuses of the colleges of education in the Ashanti region. At the St. Louis College of Education, classrooms remain empty as students are yet to return to school for continuation of the academic year. For 9 weeks now, teachers at the various colleges of education abandoned classrooms in agitation for better working conditions. The teacher trainees were left stranded.
We're just studying because when we wake up, you have nothing doing. So you have to go for your book so that you can just learn at least one definition and you are good to go. Because you don't have anything to write at the end of the day.
The time is so limited for us to achieve it all, but I think the teachers should put much effort to help us so that we, the students, can also help ourselves.
The situation is similar at the Wesley College of Education as the school's administration awaits the arrival of students. Student leadership is demanding compensation for the lost time.
Since we came here, we have not been given any academic materials. So what are you studying? Where are you even studying? Yeah, so this has been some of the challenges that we are facing. Students are eagerly to learn on their own, but where is the material to learn on your own? We have not been having any access to all the teaching and learning material. So in fact, it has been very terrible for us.
It's barely 3 weeks for the 2023-2024 academic calendar to end to usher in a new semester. The trainees want an extension of the calendar with their 3 months arrears of allowances paid.
Now, Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, James Kluja-Aviji, says Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Professor Amin Alhassan, has more questions to answer on the Africa Games payment brouhaha. The GBC boss has challenged the minister's position that $3.6 million has been paid to the state broadcaster for the coverage of the games held in March. The Sports Ministry has since demanded an apology. Jamaluddin Abdullah is the Executive Assistant to the Sports Minister.
We have not seen any contrary fact that says that GBC claims we have not fulfilled our part of the bargain. And on this note, I believe that the Director General, in his interview where he created the impression that the minister misinformed the public, should apologize.
Well, Chairman of the committee, James Kluja-Aviji, says the GBC boss has some explanation to do to lay the matter to rest.
I think that the Director General is not coming forward with the full information. If he has explained at that interview that yes, we received the entire 3.6 million from the Ministry of Youth and Sport, but because we also engaged a third party, we have transferred the money to the third party, that would have settled the matter. So for me, the issue is now border on the Director General of GBC to explain. I think it's something that both the Director General and GBC and as well as Ministry of Youth and Sport to come out and reconcile the figures and let the public know.
And just before we go, friendship knows no barrier, not even disability. At the University of Ghana, visually impaired Felicity Ajure is adapting easily with the help of her friend Esther Bwedu. Emmanuel Jivenu has more on this report.
I'm unique and special in all my ways and aspects.
Felicity moves her hands with dexterity as she applies a cold patch to her bicycle tire.
And my mom and dad always advise me to learn how to use those things to repair my bike.
A bicycle is a lifeline, not just for herself, but for her friend Esther Badu.
So when I met Felicity, I was like, wow. Although she's also a person with a disability, but she's helping me a lot.
As Felicity rides, Esther holds her shoulder, guiding her friend to their lecture halls.
Every time I have to help her out by sending her to the lecture halls and all that.
She's using her bike, so when we get to GUTA, we have to, because she has to get around and help her. I'll help her with the bike, carrying it to cross the GUTA. We want the whole world to know of our friendship, a visually impaired and a person living with a achondroplasia. Being bestie.
Felicity and Esther are determined to succeed in their academic pursuit and hope their friendship will inspire others, as well as highlight the need for better support for students with disabilities. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News.
And that's how we end the news here on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. There's more news on my joyonline.com. Up next is business on the Super Morning Show.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. Now, what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, we see you specking your car, taking that trip, chilling on the beach. Charlie, now we want to see this become your story. Simply use your ABSA card 10 times or more and you'll be entered into a monthly draw where you stand a chance to be among 5 lucky winners to take home 40,000 Ghana cedis. The more you use your card, the more entries you'll receive. Earn an extra entry by using the ABSA app or internet banking 5 times or more. No ABSA card? Don't worry. Visit the nearest branch for an ABSA account or card today and make winning part of your story. Promotion is between 1st July and 31st October. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
Your preferred retirement partner, Apex Trustee, offers you an unmatched pension administration service that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. Our Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme will help you achieve financial peace of mind during retirement. Apex Trustee provides employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes, seeking to outsource the day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier Provident Fund schemes. Start the quality lifestyle journey you envisage for your retirement now. Call us on 0504 368048 or 0256 793330. Apex Trustee, a joyous retirement begins here.
The luckiest
star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can to tickets as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the car prizes are in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest
star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Calling all shoppers. This month at Oka Decor, we have an offer that you simply cannot resist. That's right, enjoy an irresistible 20% off a huge variety of stylish and modern furniture. But wait, there's more. Stay tuned every week for more irresistible and exclusive deals and save big. Visit Oka Decor on Springtex Road to enjoy our irresistible offers.
Brush your teeth every day and night. Up and down and
Pepsodent, cavity protection.
For 10 times stronger.
This advert is FDA approved.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling.
Wow.
Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Right, we've got to get everything in place so that and that's stuff when he can. Yeah. Morning, could you?
This job. Hey, we should do a reality show one day. Let people just watch what happens when the microphones are off. Anyway, good morning, Akwafu. How are you doing?
I'm good. You?
I'm all right, thanks. Have you ever had something shared, like in your WhatsApp groups and all that, some shocking information, only to find out like 2-3 days later that
it's untrue, it's false?
Yeah.
Oh, so many times. So many times. And it's easy to do that these days, AI, all of that. Yeah.
You don't even know what to trust anymore, because you could watch a video of someone saying things, doing things, only to discover that
not true,
created
false
by computer.
Yeah,
we live in crazy times. The problem is that those who have these amazing abilities are sometimes weaponized against democracies, and we've seen examples, haven't we? You know, in the United States, you remember the what are they called? Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course they're not the only ones. The Russians have popped up several times accused of doing exactly that. In fact, there was a BBC documentary that pointed out that they actually created farms of hackers in Accra to target the American election.
You're telling me about that last week, yes.
Yeah. All this has happened. And you have to wonder, I mean, with Ghana's strategic position globally, would the Russians be interested in interfering in our election? And how would they do it? And how could we protect ourselves from it? You know, I mean, we've seen them increase their presence across Africa using all kinds of methods. Democracy is not one of them. They tend to go into places where democracy is destabilized.
Burkina Faso, the Mali as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we've got this make or break election coming out. Well, it's make or break for the political parties anyway. For us, there's no difference who wins, to be honest. But
the value is the same.
Very little difference. So, but it's a make or break election for the political parties, which means that we're on a knife's edge, right? Our stability and peace all gets very close to the edge during elections anyway. But we have this particular one coming up where, you know, chances of things or the effect if things were to get out of hand would be incalculable.
Yeah.
So, if you were, you know, Russia or some other country interested in interfering in an election, this would be a good time to do it, wouldn't it?
And I don't know how well we have protected ourselves from such interferences. I don't know if we can really, you know, combat this. I don't know what structures are in place, because it seems easy for the Russians to do. They've got all the technology and that.
Exactly. Well, today we have a guest who really knows about this stuff, and he can really help us understand how it works, who does it, how to protect ourselves from it, what it even looks like, right? So that if someone is sharing something, some rudiments that you yourself can use to determine that this one, dear, let me double check before I go with it. Yeah, because just one wrong post could spark all manner of unpleasantness.
Exactly.
We don't want that. All right. 6 a.m. news came to us thanks to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters. Now, with all the verified and fact-checked stories from around the world of business, here comes Akpafu and the team with the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Omnibisic Bank at your service and Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature and, of course, heralded by trumpets.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, National Petroleum Authority revokes licenses of 13 oil marketing companies over debts owed several industry regulators. Also coming up, Ghana Union of Traders Association urges President Akufo-Addo not to sign the law, the New Shippers Authority Act, due to serious concerns raised by stakeholders. And Ghana Revenue Authority supports calls by businesses to review current value-added tax system to improve compliance. Details coming up. Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report, everyone. If you're in Koforidua, I bet you're listening on KTU Radio. My name is Darryl Kwao. First up, the National Petroleum Authority has revoked the licenses of 13 oil marketing companies. It follows the inability of the firms to settle debts owed industry regulators like the NPA, Ghana Revenue Authority, and Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company. The funds are said to be running to more than $200 million. Now, these are monies that have been collected in levies and margins on products sold, but failed to remit to the appropriate institutions. Chief Executive of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Riverson Opong, wants the authority to go after directors of these companies.
Well, I don't know why we even need national security here. I mean, at this point, the directors of the company's details are with NPA, because before any companies issue a license, NPA requests for company registration. So these names should be made public within a second. There are, I would say, measures put in place to avoid such debt to rise to those figures. One thing you shock to understand will be that these same directors who have established an OMC accrue this debt. You have other OMCs running their names. So the question is, why would the regulators, directors who have OMCs accrue debt, register another OMC, be in the system to operate? And at what point do we cut them off?
You had Chief Executive of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Dr. Riverson Opong. Now, economist Dr. Patrick Isuming is downplaying the impact of Cocoa Board's decision to halt loan syndication for cocoa purchases this year on the cedi and the country's reserves. Cocoa Board has announced that it will not seek funding from international banks to finance cocoa purchases for the 2024-2025 crop season. There are fears this could affect the cedi's recovery and fuel prices as well, but Dr. Isuming disagrees.
The syndicating will bring us more dollar inflow in a short space of time. So maybe you do it at the payout time, $1 billion hit your account. But when you export the cocoa, then that $1 billion has to be paid out. Don't forget that we are paying it with high interest. So cumulatively, we will actually get more dollars, except that it won't come at a single inflow. So as we export, then the dollars come in. Cumulatively, we should get more dollars than if you do the syndication, except that when you do the syndication, we get a chunk of dollars coming in at a short period. But I think this is still better.
Economist Dr. Patrick Isuming. Meanwhile, Cocoa Board has disclosed that it is working with relevant state agencies to review the penalty units imposed on persons destroying economic trees. This Cocoa Board believes will help reduce the destruction of cocoa trees if the punitive measures are severe. At a press conference in Accra, Chief Executive Joseph Boyne Edu said the existing penalty units are not punitive enough.
Because there's a law in Ghana, that's the Economic Trees Protection, Act, PNDC Decree 47. The act was promulgated in 1979. Now, this act prohibits the destruction of cocoa trees, yet it's being done with impunity. So the DEX actually is to assist farmers who have been affected so that the people involved can be prosecuted. What we've noticed is that the penalty from such offenses, because if you look at the penalty units for it, it comes to a total of, I think, 3,600 Ghana cedis for an acre of farm. So anybody at all can go in and then destroy a farm and then pay. And because we are reviewing.
That was Chief Executive of Cocoa Boy Joseph Boy Edu. The Ghana Revenue Authority has joined calls for policy reforms which will simplify the country's tax administration. According to the Commissioner General, Julia Siem, the current value-added tax structure makes it difficult for individuals and businesses to comply. She asked that a review of the policy will greatly enhance compliance in the private sector. She spoke at the 12th Annual International Tax Conference organized by the Chartered Institute of Taxation Ghana.
Tax policies must therefore be flexible enough to grow and optimize tax revenues in tandem with private sector development. These policies must be simple and easy to understand by everyone and all of us. As we look into the future, as a revenue authority, the Ghana Revenue Authority, we believe that the future tax policy should focus on the simplification of tax handles. For example, we must work towards having a simple rate for VAT and avoid the perceived cascading effect of the multiplicity of rates under the current regime.
Julia Siem, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Now, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is appealing to President Akufo-Addo not to give his assent to the New Shippers Authority Act passed by Parliament. The union, in a statement, maintained this is due to the fact that the authority failed to carry out the necessary stakeholder engagements before taking it to Parliament for approval. They are therefore signaling the opposition to any form of new licensing or permit regime that the Act is seeking to introduce. We are moving on to Habitat Fair today, and Virtual Security Africa, leading provider of top-notch security services and products in Ghana, is preparing fervently for this year's EcoBank Joint Use Habitat Fair with significant discounts on all their offerings. Now, the company promises innovative products for all prospective clients during and after the fair. Let's hear from representatives of the company on what to expect.
Virtual Security Africa is a wholly owned Ghanaian company that provides integrated electronic security solutions ranging from perimeter detection, intrusion detection, and to surveillance systems. With this, we are talking about the sale and installation of CCTV, fire alarm, intruder alarms, access control, vehicle bomb barriers, turnstiles, and many more.
I'm entreating each and every one of you to come to this year's EcoBank Joint Use Habitat Fair. So we have a lot of packages for all our patrons, and we are saying that we are offering 20% discount on all our security solutions. Come by, let's have a conversation.
All right, we are just 8 days away, and so mark the date 30th to the 1st of September at the Good Park near Accra Mall. That's where the Habitat Fair will be taking place. As you've been hearing all week, there are discounts, amazing discounts for all products and services by our exhibitors. Remember, it's August 30 to the 1st of September at the Good Park near the Accra Mall. Now, turning to Investor Eye, we'll shed light on some of the investment scams used on unsuspecting investors. Here's Emmanuel Mensah-Pia, who is Director in charge of Risk Management Department at the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Then there's the reciprocity tactic. With that one, they'll give you something as a bait to invest, either something physical, or they may even say that, okay, if you invest, we'll give you a discount payment and so on and so forth. It will surprise you that sometimes they even give things that you can get anywhere, maybe a certain soap or something, as a way of enticing you to invest with them. And then they also have what they call the scarcity tactic.
Okay.
So they will say, invest now, because they know that if time passes after listening to them, you may cool down and think properly. So they will give you some kind of urgency to invest.
And before we go and look at the markets this morning, let's begin with the commodity market. Crude oil dropped on the international market. Should be good news for us locally if the city continues to stabilize. Selling this morning at $76 a barrel. Gold lost $10. It's going for $2,501 an ounce. Cocoa selling at $7,697 a ton after going up by $57 from yesterday's trading. And here's what's looking like on the currency market this morning. Dollar 15 cedis 75 pesos a pound, going for 20 cedis 50 pesos, and the euro 17 cedis 50 pesos. More news on our website myjoyonline.com/business. The Super Morning Show continues. Here's Kojo.
Here's me. All right. The revival chant. You know about this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Perhaps I may have heard about it.
It's by
I've heard the song, but I don't know about it. Yeah.
It's by a group called Praise Incorporated.
I know Praise.
Yes, when they are incorporated, you know they are serious. Here we go.
Energy, energy.
put some fire into the music that just starts your day right.
Contemporary.
Yes. Hello, Ray. Hello, George.
Hello, I like the uplifting part.
Yeah, very true.
Food for the soul.
A good start to the day.
Yes. Uplifting part.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's up with you guys?
Hopefully you stay uplifted.
Amen. So, by the way, today we're talking about attacks on democracy. Using fake news and interfering with elections and all that. There are many people who have a lot to gain by doing that. Yeah. And we've seen it attempted in other countries. In the United States, in Europe, here in Africa, we've seen it too. And of course, Ghana is quite a strategically placed country geopolitically, and we've got an election coming up. So you must ask yourself, how protected are we from especially the notorious ones who have been accused of doing it very often in the past, like Russia and so forth.
And even now, Koji, I've been so much quick to respond to anything I see in the internet space on WhatsApp groups. And sometimes, even when the thing is true, I'm so slow to respond because I want to double check, triple check to ensure that is this thing actually real. And sometimes the speed at which you actually respond to some of these things, you are now so careful because you want to ensure that you are not falling prey to any of these fake stuff that have been put out there. Sometimes they come across as so real, Kojo.
As someone who is engaged in the sector, the biggest threat to Ghana's election 2024 is from the NPP and the NDC. They are the purveyors, and it is clear. X pages like one called Daily Post. There's another one also called Patriots. Virtually every day, they churn out specifically. They will take your artwork, they will take your news card, convert it to something else entirely, with still your multimedia brands underneath that, and share it out there. Of course, not long ago, I was in Aqua Safari with others having a similar conversation. So whilst it might sound fanciful to look out there, the problem we are likely to have in this election, and recently there was a forum that was done on that, is because the political parties or their assigns or previous are so brazen in their attempt to do so, and there appears not to be any
call outs or dealing with them.
Any proper response. I sat in that meeting, in fact, I indeed moderated one, when we reviewed the National Action Plan against what they call is misinformation and disinformation. Of course, there is information disorder too. So it's a space that requires proper engagement going forward, but more importantly, education on the very things, because I'm sure you have seen some of them. You'll be shocked how, and it goes through a cycle. So they put it up on Twitter. An unsuspecting blogger may also pick it up and put it up on Opera News or one of these other attempts. Then it seeps back into the news cycle in ways that sometimes be reported by newspapers until you are able to studiously check it out. I don't blame some of the people who end up picking it up, because some of them, they have not the competence to be able to determine that, which is something that we should be able to educate our people more on, especially ahead of this election. But the key point is that today, merely because you have seen a news card with all the brands underneath that, may not necessarily be from a legitimate media house. And of course, I know basically all the people who are actively engaged in this sector. And the conclusion is that there is a brazen attempt to abuse that space, predominantly by the NPP and the NDC, and people who pretend or act on their behalf.
But I think that increasingly Ghanaians are becoming discerning as well. So if you think that you're putting out this information to sway people to one side or the other, I think that, well, it's just a matter of time that influence or whatever you're seeking to do, you wouldn't get the results by spreading these fake news.
I recall when we were having the review of the action plan, Sam George said, "Oh, he's shocked that we are having the conversation by the corporates. The corporates, they are within the political parties, so maybe they should meet the leadership of the political parties and ask them to speak to their people to, stop the act. If they're able to tell their people that, see, don't do this." And of course, I've not seen anybody linked to the CPP do anything similar. But I'm saying that it is the main political parties.
And indirectly they are benefiting. So sometimes in a subtle way, go out and listen. But
and it goes to the loop. So it ends up being.
And again, it comes back to this whole argument about peace. That the two political parties themselves, they can bring the peace that they are looking for. We are all looking for it.
Anyway,
and so
very important arm of the conversation. We also have to look at the issue of our own electoral systems. Are there aspects of it that are electronic? Are there aspects of it that are susceptible to interference? These things are real threats, but we need to figure out whether we are vulnerable or whether we are safe. So today's conversation is full of education on these things.
Now, let's do the Drive Safe campaign. It's brought to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota. Superior quality and Imperial General Assurance solid protection. The advice here is pull into traffic slowly. You need to stop, look and listen before pulling into traffic. Be aware of your blind spots, including those in the rearview mirrors and behind windshields, pillars or highway road signs. And in this republic, sometimes some of these signboards, some of these, I don't know, the bigger ones, right? The billboards, they may blind, they may make you not see the blind spots.
The lights.
Yes, and there used to be, I remember for a very long time, there was a debate about one at the Legon Southern Gate.
The
coming every time they are complaining about it. I don't know whether that has been permanently fixed, but it is particularly serious in the night. So you have heavy light bill. It's almost like the way you complain about highlight from an oncoming car.
Vehicle,
So, I mean, please make sure that you pull into traffic slowly and be mindful of your blind spots. And that's our Drive Safe campaign.
Okay, let's learn how to say it right, and that comes to us thanks to Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done. You say either. I say either.
I'm quite hungry this morning. Probably because I resumed my weight loss regimen yesterday. It's nothing fancy. I simply eat nothing after 7 p.m. A rather traumatic visit to the doctor occasioned my return to healthier ways. Now, I'm sure you've heard people use the word occasioned. Occasion can be a verb just as much as a noun. Now, as a verb, it means caused to happen. It does not mean happened. For example, you can't say Mary's dismissal occasioned on Monday. The correct way to use occasioned would be failure to meet sales targets occasioned Mary's dismissal on Monday. Simply put, as a verb, occasion is about what caused the occasion, not the occasion itself. And now we can all say it right. Oh, what can I eat? Yes. I welcome breakfast suggestions. Okay.
Watch it.
Oh, you see, you're thinking like a champion already.
Some pepper.
Or, well, I don't know.
The man said he has started some, what they call it, weight loss. Then all the suggestions you are giving the man.
But what's wrong with a bit of wache
and
a lot of salad?
I see.
Yeah,
I don't believe that there's any
an egg,
weight loss.
Very hot pepper.
Try fasting, okay? It works perfectly.
That's also a weight loss.
It's also
regimen.
endorsed by the economic condition we find ourselves in. It is a potent measure.
The fasting has its very serious health benefit as well.
Especially for diabetes.
We are saying the same thing.
Health or benefits.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it also does come with some risks, especially for diabetics.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, let's get into the headlines with the news review brought to us by Access Bank. More than banking.
Now, let me start with the Daily Graphic, and it's reporting so many interesting stories on the front page. Let me start with the biggest one, which, George, you'll be interested in. Cocoa Board breaks 32-year loan cycle, buys 2024-2025 season cocoa with their own funds. I didn't hear the hooray coming from you guys.
Well, depending on where you're standing and how you want to look at it, there are some, and I remember yesterday we engaged one economist, Patrick Asumin, and he thinks that it's a good thing, whichever way you want to look at it. Yes, of course, look at the option of going onto the international market to raise funds. It will come at a high cost, and the fact that some banks will also not be willing to lend to you at a certain price you're looking at. So what are the options? Do you come internally, or what do you do? So for him, he believes that, Professor Sumi believes that it is the right thing for them to do, to look internally and raise the money. I mean, listen, any country, no matter how bad the situation, you can raise money on the international market, but at what cost? As for the lenders, they are there. The vulture, the people, they are there. They will lend the money to you, but at what cost? So, yes, of course, looking at where Cocoa Board or their current situation, it might be difficult to get these monies at a good price. And I think the last time they went on the market, I think they did more than 2%. I stand to be corrected. And looking at these times as well. So he believes that it is a best thing to do right now. And therefore, whether their current situation is not good or not, what are the options available for Cocoa Board to raise the required funds? There are some who would also raise concerns about the fact that, look, the inflows that are going to come in from this loan syndication will bring in some hard cash into the economy at a time when the currency is going through some problems. That would be a good source of foreign reserves for the economy. But again, there are some who also argue that, just like Professor Sumi saying that in the long term, we'll be exporting these beans, or in the medium term, and that will bring in some money more of in tranches than the one at a go thing. So, well, depending on how you want to look at the situation, you will raise concerns about whether it is bad, it is good, or maybe it's a prudent decision to take looking at your current situation. If you're not strong financially or you are going through problems, it presents an opportunity to observe or explore other options that you can still get money to run your business.
Anyway, the minority in Parliament says international banks have rejected Cocoa Board's request for a prepayment loan to finance the purchase of cocoa. According to the minority, the statement issued by the minority leader, Cocoa Board issued a request for proposal of $1.5 billion loan to purchase up to 650,000 metric tons of cocoa for the 2024-2025 crop year. But this request did not attract any interest from the international banks due to the poor health of Cocoa Board and the collapse of the cocoa sector under its present management. In fact, it moves on to say, for the first time in 32 years, banks have rejected Cocoa Board's request. It also says that for a production level of 969,000 metric tons inherited in 2016-2017 crop year, cocoa production has declined to just a little over 400,000 tons in the 2023-2024 crop year. The significant decline in cocoa production in the last 8 years and what they consider to be the mismanagement of the sector is to blame for this. Clearly, as the statement from the minority says, the banks came to the conclusion that out of the projected production of 650,000 metric tons, because of the 2024-2025 crop year creditworthiness, 250,000 metric tons is still being used to service existing rolled out contracts, leveraging only 400 tons, what concluded 400 metric tons concluded in the 2024-2025 crop year. And they give for each of the years and the what they call it involved. It says here for 7 consecutive years, Cocoa Board has recorded huge losses amounting to over 11 billion under the current government.
But the last year, they claim to have made a profit of 2.3 billion Ghana cedis in terms of turning things around. But I mean, there are some, and if
this argument is basically say you are not choosing this option because that's what you love to do. It's because you'll be forced into a corner, making it almost impossible to explore the options available to you. So, and I get your point. I have been saying that I don't know for how long we're going to continue with this. Every time we borrow to come and do this. If this necessity situation is forcing them to now make, and hopefully the right decision of making sure that there are alternatives to always doing what they do. We should be able to explore that, but it should not be because comparatively it will be to our disadvantage. I hope you get my point.
And I think that there are some of the school of thought that maybe Kokobo should have come out clearly that, listen, we were having some challenges and therefore we think that this is the best option to go.
Brilliant.
But the approach that it comes across is a novelty and we are doing this. There are some who are saying that who feel that it's purely a fundamental issue. We were blocked, the borders, they're facing some issues. They should just settle their contingent liability loaded in the public debt. And for persons like former Minister of Finance, Tekpe, he shares this school of thought. But I also think that it's not really about they have been rejected. Listen, Raymond, you can go and borrow. I mean, if they want to go out there and borrow, but at what cost? Yes, that is something that we have kicked against, even when they have to do with our Eurobonds as well.
Yeah.
So if there are options that we can explore, fine. My only problem would be the immediate hard cash that we're looking forward to, that should have come in before the end of this year, and what would mean for our reserve position as the country, and even helping to stabilize the Ghana cedi.
The currency.
The currency. But there are some economists like Dr. Smith who thinks that, well, these funds will come in, but not at the go. But it means that in the short term, we could have some blips of possible impacts on local currency. Well, if you look at the Bank of Ghana's reserves, it is still in a strong position, but just like in the local balance, too much fish doesn't spoil the soup. Further give confidence and assurance to businesses that we are building strong reserves to support the local currency.
Okay, well, of course, I mean, there are concerns in the story. It talks about the decision of Kokobo to forgo offshore loan is expected to have implications for Ghana's foreign exchange reserves and the stability of the country's currency. There are also points here that Mr. Edu has mentioned. The Kokobo indeed has done some revision of its production targets from the initial 810,000 tons to 650,000.
That actually sent prices going up on the international market, actually, because of the fact that we won't have more beans on the market going forward.
Because of unfavorable weather conditions in the Brown Ahafo and
cocoa grain areas in Ghana.
And the western of, more importantly. Now, related to this, because let me stay with Agric before you move on to other salacious stories. Now, the Daily Graphic is also reporting a very terrible situation, a situation that requires so much focus because we are losing a lot. It says drought, 1.18 billion Ghana cedis agric investments in danger. And the report by Emmanuel Boni and Joshua Bediako-Kumsin states that over 1.18 billion investments in agriculture in the country is at the risk as the nation experiences drought across the middle and northern belts. This is the amount invested by farmers into agriculture in the middle and northern areas of the country. This is the Ghana incentive-based risk-sharing system for agricultural lending has said. Now, the threat comes as the Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMET, predicts that areas within the transition zone are likely to experience longer than usual dry spells this year, which may result in severe drought. So the question, and this morning I heard the Agric Ministry says they are moving in, and the question will be specifically which interventions are we moving in? Because these indications were given a ride from last year. Hopefully, we were able to do something to salvage the situation because we are hearing a lot of complaints from farmers.
Planning. Some
have even taken to prayers.
But there's nothing wrong in praying.
No, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong. You know. I mean, it must be a very dire situation.
I would not move away from the fact that we failed to plan.
Yes.
But miracles still do happen.
Under this circumstance.
Let's look at the new finder. It says that Agric 200,000 youth to be engaged in the PFJ2 program. I think that's coming from the Agric Minister. And also there's a story about invest in robotics to bridge the academia industry gap that is coming from Joseph Upoko Ajiman on the front page of the new finder.
All right, well, let's go online. The online review is brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy, Yanara Yendia. Trafigura judgment debt, no arbitration losses under my watch, says the Attorney General. I don't know about you guys, but it's interesting how that story has been pursued by the media. Everyone seems to think it has to do with the Attorney General, when it's actually a debt that the government of Ghana has failed to pay, because the arbitration was final. And there's no further work for Attorney General to do. Now it's for government of Ghana to pay. That is all. Anyway, the BBC News Now, brought to us by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Wufilia, huh? Wufefi. Good energy. Yeah,
Choboy! We have a new leader in town. Obiarentie. Amanfo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal packed with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you waking up with jaw pain and headaches? This is commonly caused by grinding your teeth at night. Hi, I'm Tanya from Bethel Dental Clinic, Ghana. This condition is known as bruxism or grinding. Oftentimes, people are unaware that they are doing so, but the side effects are visible and often heard by one's sleep partner. So if you're experiencing jaw pain, headache, sensitivity, and even fractured teeth, you may be a clincher or grinder. It can also wear down your teeth and affect your overall health. After a dental visit, a custom-made knife guard will be made for you. This occlusal guard is worn to protect your teeth while you sleep to prevent further damage and discomfort. So, contact your dental office to learn more about protecting your teeth from clenching and grinding.
Hell is mine. Nominations are open for the 8th edition of the prestigious Ghana Energy Awards until August 30th. Under the theme, the role of local content in building Ghana's energy sector. Categories for this year include the Energy Personality of the Year, Energy Company of the Year, and many more. Visit www.GhanaEnergyAwards.com. Endorsed by the Ministry of Energy and the World Energy Council Ghana. Media partners, Joy FM, Graphic News Plus. For sponsorship inquiries, please call 030-3940-300. Ghana Energy Awards, 8 years of redefining excellence.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Back home, more than $100 billion was sent in remittances last year. So what's behind this boom and how it's impacting India's economy?
Next, it's The Inquiry. This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Welcome to The Inquiry on the BBC World Service. The Vatican and the Chinese government have made a secret deal.
They basically have agreed that the Chinese church should be Chinese and Catholic.
For Catholics in China, the stakes could not be higher.
The fact that there is no confrontation anymore between these two entities, that is indeed progress.
But it's a deal that has pitted many Catholics against the Pope.
Many have tried to make deals with the Chinese Communist Party, and no one has come out of it unscathed.
And the Pope has to decide soon if he should renew that secret agreement.
The Vatican wants to be in a relationship, always.
We're asking, is Pope Francis betraying China's Catholics? I'm William Crawley. Join me on The Inquiry after the news.
Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. Kamala Harris's running mate for the White House, Tim Walz, has given a combative speech to the Democrats' National Convention on its third day in Chicago. He focused mainly on his life and career, but he also talked about the Republican policy agenda, which he said served the richest people and most extreme voices among Americans. He called it weird, wrong and dangerous. Our correspondent Gary O'Donoghue has more on Mr. Walz's performance.
He did a pretty good job. His timing was good. He hit those right notes. All these things about being a high school teacher, a football coach, military service, all this kind of stuff plays really, really well in these parts of middle America. And that's, of course, why he's on the ticket. This is here to deliver these parts of America for Kamala Harris in the November election. When you come to this kind of political messaging, people hear the bit often they want to hear, and that's a very clever way of doing that.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump's vice presidential nominee, J.D. Vance, accused Tim Walz and his fellow Democrats of failing to offer a positive vision. He said Kamala Harris was part of an administration which had made Americans poorer. Canada's rail freight transport network has begun a shutdown because of a dispute about labour contracts. The country's two biggest railway operators locked out 10,000 unionised workers, as Ian McWilliam reports.
A phased shutdown of rail freight transport is already underway across Canada, the world's second biggest country by area. Both Canadian National Railway and Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, have begun an unprecedented simultaneous work stoppage. The two companies' coast-to-coast rail networks connect to railways and ports south of the border in the United States, so a stoppage will hit major supply chains across North America. Much of the freight transported across Canada's vast distances is raw materials, grain, forest products, coal and potash, as well as vehicles and other manufactured goods.
The German Chancellor has defended his country's levels of military aid for Ukraine after allegations of wavering support. Olaf Scholz was speaking on a visit to Moldova, as Jessica Parker reports.
Berlin's come under fire this week after reports emerged of a freeze on extra military cash for Kyiv that goes beyond already approved funds. Government sources insist the matter's still under discussion, but the news comes as this year's allocation of more than €7 billion is already set to nearly halve next year. Speaking in the Moldovan capital of Chisinau, Chancellor Scholz insisted his country would continue to be Ukraine's biggest supporter in Europe.
A Ukrainian drone attack has struck a military site in Russia's Volgograd region, hundreds of kilometres from the border. The governor said a fire had broken out. The overnight strike is reported to have targeted an airbase. World News from the BBC. A vote in Indonesia's parliament on changes to election law has been postponed because there weren't enough MPs present. If it had passed, the new law would have prevented a prominent government critic from standing for the post of governor of Jakarta and allowed the youngest son of outgoing President Joko Widodo to stand in elections in Java later this year. Critics of President Widodo accuse him of trying to extend his influence beyond October this year when he leaves office. The US President Joe Biden has stressed the urgent need to reach a Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal during a phone call with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The White House said they also discussed US efforts to support Israel's defense against what it called all threats from Iran and proxy terrorist groups, including Hamas. Yolande Knell in Jerusalem has more details.
There's no sign of a breakthrough on a Gaza ceasefire deal ahead of a meeting of US, Israeli, Egyptian and Qatari negotiators in Cairo this weekend. Last night, the Israeli Prime Minister's office reiterated that Israel planned to keep troops along the border between Gaza and Egypt, an issue that's become a main sticking point with Hamas.
Yolande Nell reporting. China has condemned a meeting in New York between the exiled Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, and officials from the White House and the US State Department. The Chinese embassy said it was gravely concerned. It urged the Biden administration to have no contact with him. Cambodia has officially welcomed the return of 70 ancient statues from collections in the United States. Most of the Buddhist and Hindu stone carvings were stolen and illegally exported after the takeover of Cambodia by the genocidal Khmer Rouge regime in the 1970s. At a ceremony in Phnom Penh, the Prime Minister, Hun Manet, described the artefacts as an invaluable part of Cambodia's cultural heritage. That's the latest. BBC News.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know it's out on your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
Enhance your business operations with the HP Color LaserJet 150NW printer. You can print, copy, and scan up to 19 pages per minute with high-quality mobile scans or customizable shortcuts in the HP Smart app that delivers effortless use from wherever you work so you can focus on growing your business. Take advantage of its Wi-Fi direct printing and intuitive touchscreen, which are both designed to simplify your day. With the HP Color LaserJet 150NW printer, experience fast and easy setups and improved overall printing efficiency with a 20,000 page duty cycle built to keep you and your business secure and moving forward with embedded security that is pre-configured out of the box to detect and stop attacks. The HP Color LaserJet 150NW printer is available at all Kompu Ghana stores. Visit kompugana.com or call 0302 752 020 for more information.
I am Mohinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan, and this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms, so invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
If you can tell me in 5 seconds the title of the album from which this song comes, I'll dash you 1,000 cities.
If you wanna take a
4,
ride with me,
3, 2.
What are you asking me
1.
to talk about? Is it the title of the song?
0. The album from which the song came.
Album. No. Those days, we were not having my hometown. We're not having access to albums. Yeah, we only heard it on radio.
So Ride With Me is from Country Grammar by Nelly. Yes, and it features City Spud of Saint Lunatics.
We waited for Ubati and Co to play it on radio so that we'll get the opportunity of hearing it. Then we will record it. So you put it, the cassette system, right? You put it that in. Then you see, one of the worst that can happen in this world is those DJs who mention their names.
And spoil your recording.
Come on, shut the hell up, man. Then you don't know whether you're going back, you're doing rewind.
You're destroying your theft.
Yes.
It's like getting annoyed with someone for having an alarm system on their house because you want to come and rob them.
Okay. No, we are saying that you are helping society. It should be fair that you do it nicely, okay?
Oh, those were the days.
Yes.
Anyway, today you can stream and download, so it's not a
Pause,
problem.
pause, play. Your hands on both.
Pause, play. You suffer. Anyway, those were the days. Right now, though, of course, technology has moved to the point where people can even create fake videos and use them to interfere with people's democracy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We're living in wild times, but thankfully there are ways of protecting our society from these things, and the threats are a lot. Today we'll understand why people are even interested in messing about with other people's elections, why people are interested, right, in putting out misinformation, disinformation, and how we can be protected from all of it. But also up in the north, some interesting things happening. 2 crises looming of very different natures, right? So the Bagre Dam is to be spilled again, and you remember what happened a couple of years ago when that happened, and it became a humanitarian crisis. But also, there are threats of a drought, which means that we might even be having food shortage in the coming years.
The estimation from the group called the Ghana Incentive-Based Risk Sharing System for Agricultural Lending is that 1.18 billion in investment in agriculture in the country is at risk because of this drought that we are talking about. And this is happening in the middle and northern belts. Indeed, the threat comes as the Ghana Meteorological Agency is predicting that these areas within the transition zone of the country are likely to experience longer than usual dry spells this year, which may result in severe drought. The agency, that's the Meteorological Agency, has consequently advised farmers to invest more in the seeds of improved varieties and also practice the development of yield enhancement techniques for both food crops and cash crops. This is a big ask on farmers, actually.
Indeed,
yes. Now, the GMET is also recommended to farmers in areas that are likely to observe normal to above normal rainfall, late season start dates, and short to normal dry spells, especially those in the East Coast, to focus on short maturation crops, which will require change. This requires major education on the ground there to know what to do, what else to actually plant, so that you can fall within a certain space or push your what they call a maturation period to a later time. Now, the General Agriculture Workers Union has been urgently the prioritization, and I need to say this nicely, of irrigation at this time.
It's funny. I was just going to say that if in the year 2024, it sounds weird that we're talking about, weather conditions like droughts affecting, affecting our ability to feed ourselves.
That's true.
And it just seems like such a problem that was solved decades ago.
Yeah.
Everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Why are we still...
we're not talking new resistant pests. We're not talking something extraordinary happening.
It's not
we're not
some
talking
new
typhoon.
epidemic.
Yes.
No.
We are saying that weather conditions have changed, and that is going to threaten our food sources as a people. it fundamentally challenges everything we've been discussing as a people when it comes to agriculture, for the implementation of the FASDEP 1 through to FASDEP 2 and our more recent experimentations with Planting for Food and Jobs 1 and 2. The thinking, and we knew this, Kojo. That's why we wanted to do one village, one dam. The entire theory of that was provide irrigation all year round. Hope you get what I'm trying to say. It is not new to us. If one village, one dam had worked, we will not be having the conversation we are having today.
So this is a problem we had the opportunity to solve 8 years ago.
And we even said we will solve.
Yes.
But
I'm fat.
So this is a serious matter. As I've heard farmers say that not only are they trying other alternatives, some of them, they are so scared that we also beefed up giving loans to some of these farmers. They don't know what to do again. They don't have an alternative to be able to pay because they've invested everything in the farms. And that's why this 1.18 billion is a massive thing that requires. In the 6 a.m. news, I heard the ministry said they are moving in, hopefully with tangible, realistic solutions now, which probably everybody knew, but they forgot and they went to sleep and were doing other things. Hopefully, now that they are awake and they are getting on the ground, they can do what is required to bring at least salvage what we can salvage and improve, so that we can reduce the 1.18 billion that we are likely to lose at the end of the day, because it trickles down, Kojo. 1.18 billion may affect maize. When it affect the price of maize, it may affect the size of the kinky I buy at Dormitory, which is already at 5 cedi. It may go up to 6 or 8 cedi, which will be very unpalatable for me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Which will affect the income of other families and add on to inflation. They will now come and say that our macroeconomic indicators are not working again and that we'll not be able to ramp up food inflation the way it's supposed to be. But all these interventions are connected. And we have been talking agric is our mainstay, our backbone for God knows how many decades of our existence. Your mainstay that it's rain-fed is not your mainstay. It's by the grace of God that you are actually existing in that sector. If God is more concentrating on serious conditions in Sudan and elsewhere, you are in trouble big time.
All right, that's not the only thing that's been on my mind. A friend of mine runs she has a shop, right? And she complained that her workers turned up one morning and the power was out. The power had been cut by ECG because they claimed she had a debt of about 7,000 cedis. She thought, where from 7,000 cedi debt? I always pay my bills. I mean, in fact, it's a prepaid meter. How the hell do I get a 7,000 cedi debt on a prepaid? So she calls ECG.
The postpaid feature.
Exactly. She calls ECG and they say, when we came to change your meter, you owed some money on the old one. You say, wait. When you did that, you told me I had some 4,000 cedi bill. Now, this bill was because you were not sending me a bill. So you had given me some sort of rate to pay every month. Not my fault too. You couldn't generate bills for me. So you put me on a flat rate. And it turned out that the flat rate you put me on was less than what I was supposed to pay. So eventually you did your alignment and said, I owe you 4,000. I've come to pay 4,000. You've brought new meter. Where from 7,000? He said, oh no, it was accrued. It was accrued on the old meter. So you must pay it.
And sometimes the difficulty is the way they will explain that thing to you.
They switch off your power before. So there's no explanation. It's either you pay or you can't run your... So she had to go and find 7,000 cedis to go and pay that bill. Otherwise, she can't work. She can't sell. She can't make money. She can't feed herself. So essentially, she was held to ransom over a problem that was caused by the company. Where in the world does that happen?
And if we had, let's say, 14 ECGs to choose from,
would this happen?
It will never happen in the world. It's because there's this arrogance in there. Oh, we are your only provider. Whether I like it or not, your alternative is not candles. You cannot do for yourself what we are doing for you. So we should. And Kojo, this meter change thing, I had the same experience. So nobody's at home. I happen to have come. Then they say, what they call it. In fact, I was even passing by. And I said, what happened here? With all of those things, they say, oh, they've changed their meter. New meter, I have no way of operating it. So immediately I wanted to know, so what happens to the credit on it? So I first asked, I even called an electrician and say, so what's happening? So, they have to help you understand how the new one works. There is something that is supposed to work around it and all of that. And this is me not knowing anything. Then the next day, power goes off. But me, I knew that I had the credit on the previous one.
Yeah.
So how come in a day the power's gone off? Then I had to struggle within that period to navigate the system. We'll get you somebody will come to you. In fact, I even went to the hospital for days. When I returned, that person has still not appeared. So for some reason, and I kept asking myself, for Christ's sake, who even said I needed a new meter in the first place? I had changed the meter barely 2 years ago. Any sensible person who believes in saving money would know that mine is not one of those meters that you ought to change. Because there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, if for nothing at all, I was paying more than I felt I should be paying. But they've been increasing it, so I didn't really get a problem with that. But a certain posturing that, meters ought to be changed, and they have been changed, with no proper engagement on that. Who announced it? We sit here. Kojo, did you ever see any notice being brought here that, we are changing meters? No. And going forward, these new meters, that's how they operate and all of that. It's almost as if you are operating alone and the way they choose to say, let me give you. I called one guy, he said, let me give you education on it. So you should have given the education before you came to put my papa off.
Exactly. And listen, I mean, look, it's as if there are two ECGs. There is this contact center where they treat you like a king with amazing service, and they take their time and talk to you and da. But by the time you get to them, it's because you have met the other ECG, the ones who are on the streets causing havoc and mayhem and creating problems and mismanaging the customer end of the business. Right? It's after you have been traumatized by them that you then go and meet the nice ECG. Please, let the whole thing be nice. From start to end, manage the process properly. Manage your customers. Anyway, we are not the only ones complaining. You will hear from the real complainants very soon on the show. Stay with us. It's a pity. 7,000. Shit.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the super morning show. Yeah. Wake up to joy.
All right, the Kingdom Books and Stationery Back to School promotion continues till September, and that means you get 10 to 20% discounts on all textbooks, pens, pencils, erasers, exercise books, and all other school items in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takoradi, Winneba, and Cape Coast. So listen, hurry while stock lasts. Call 050-648-7557 or email info@kingdomgh.com. You can also just shop online. It's kingdomstoreonline.com. Kingdom Books, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, if you have a game-changing, innovative business idea or project that can impact society, this is your moment. Total Energies presents the 4th edition of the Startup of the Year Challenge. This year, we are looking for 3 winners. The best entrepreneur, also known as the InnoVap winner. The best project or innovative business idea exemplifying recycling and minimizing waste. That's the Cycle Up winner. And the best project promoting or relating to sustainable and affordable energies. That's the Power Up winner. And that's not all. 4 additional projects in the Power Up category will be selected by an international jury. Don't wait any longer. Apply now at startup.totalenergies.com for your chance to win financial support, professional mentorship, and a spotlight for your project. Terms and conditions apply. Hashtag Total Energies. Hashtag Startup Challenge.
All right, well, every time we eat, food and sugars get trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. So brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Now, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with pro-fluoride and micro-calcium ingredients which seal the tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. Now, this prevents cavities and keeps your teeth strong and your mouth healthy. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, maximum cavity protection, 10 times stronger teeth. Now, after 25 years of educating us to brush day and night, Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call the customer care center on 0800 2030. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Now it's new and it actually has you in mind too. That's Imperial General Assurance bringing you the collision insurance policy. Yes, now we give you insurance beyond the road. The collision insurance from the Imperial General gives you the protection in the event of a collision with another car or an object. The policy offers repair of your damaged car parts resulting from the collision, hospitalization benefits if you are admitted to beyond 3 days. Yes, you need not be involved in an accident to benefit. All the third-party benefits are also available to you. So whether you're a taxi driver, truck driver, or a private car owner, collision insurance is for you. Sign up for the collision insurance motor policy from Imperial. Call us today on 0577 667 436 or talk to our broker or any of our agents across the country for further details. Can also follow up on all of our details on the social media handles that we have available. Terms and conditions apply. Collision insurance, insurance beyond the road. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
All right, now in these times of high electricity tariffs, build-free solar hybrid air conditioners are your sure bet to cut down on electricity bills, okay? Cool your building comfortably with very low energy consumption, and of course, it's built with the latest German technology, so you get 80% savings on energy consumption compared to traditional air conditioners. Build-free solar hybrid air conditioners come with 6-year warranty and free after-sales service for a year. So call them on 053 1100915. That's 053 1100915. Build Freeze, superior cooling with lower energy.
Now, did you not hear? Well, now you're about to join us in supporting budding young entrepreneurs at the Orange Market, an event showcasing locally made products and services. It will be a delightful, fun day out for the whole family with lots of food and drinks as well as activities for the kids. Mark your calendars now for Saturday, the 24th of August from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited, Tesano, adjacent to the Peace FM, Shippers House. This event is proudly brought to you by Fidelity Bank Entrepreneurship Initiative, FYEI.
All right, what is luck? For many, luck is that glorious moment when you find money in your trousers right when you're broke. For others, luck is being picked out of a crowd for a reward. Now, for the guys at The Luckiest, good morning to Dennis and Alita. Luck is a life-changing event, and they believe that everyone deserves a shot at it. Luck is coming with prizes so exciting they'll make your head spin. So you want to be the luckiest? Dial star 712# and get your ticket. The more you buy, the better your chances of winning. And remember, when you hear that catchy jingle, it's your cue to pay attention. It could be your lucky day. Luck is on its way to you and your community. So stay sharp. The Luckiest. Luck is everywhere.
Now all roads to the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center this morning for the ACI Ghana Financial Markets Conference. The conference, big time conference, aims to shape policy and encourage conversations on building a robust and inclusive financial ecosystem which fosters innovation and growth. This landmark event gathers over 500 participants, including distinguished speakers from Ghana, on the African continent, and also from Europe. Now, the conference will cover crucial topics such as ethics in financial markets, investment opportunities in Ghana, and fintech and financial inclusion. A keynote address will be delivered by the Bank of Ghana with key insights from other regulators. The theme is navigating the future, innovation, ethical excellence and inclusion in Ghana's financial markets. The venue is Ghana Arena, Accra International Conference Center, and this is happening on August 22, 2024. The time is 9 a.m. and you need to contact these numbers immediately if you still want to be part of it this morning. because it's actually 7:30. It's starting at 9 a.m. A contact that you need to call right now, 0243 054 891 or 0244 583 725. Register and be part of the conference now at financialmarketsconference.acighana.com and social media handles ACI Ghana for further details. The major sponsors include DCB Bank, Regulus Investments, ThinkUp Securities, Conticap, Consolidated Bank Ghana, Obsidian Acherna, First Bank Ghana, Fidelity Bank Ghana. These companies will also be showcasing their products and services at the exhibition. Additional exhibitors include Savage Securities, Laurus Africa, Symphony, and Grey Parrots. Don't miss out.
All right, now if it's football you want, DSTV has got it all. All the cups, all the leagues, all the matches live in HD. Watch Kudus at West Ham, Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid, all day, all night, no matter what bouquet you're on. Renew your subscription today by dialing *759# and follow the prompts. The season promises to be exciting. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Now, are you ready to make every moment count, from the very simple pleasures of treating yourself to unforgettable weekend getaways or a special surprise for someone you love? You can have the perfect companion. Stampy cards are there for those fulfilling moments that make you go like, oh yes, this is it. Talk to Stambik on 0302 815 789, on social media at Stanbic Bank GH, or visit stanbicbank.com.gh to learn more.
All right, if you're wondering where to hold your strategy planning meetings, your board sessions, or your staff retreats, there's only one venue. It's Safari Valley Resort. Okay, got the green, serene environment, accessibility, meeting room capacity, flow and layout of space, room flexibility, quality of equipment, staff, and first-class catering services. It's Safari Valley Resort, your first choice. Call them on 0596 914 394. Safari Valley, bringing you closer to nature. All right, then it's time for us to bring you sports and more. Stay with us.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And where do you think you're going?
To train in the garden.
With my broom?
Mom, it's a javelin.
Oh, really? And that plate?
That's not a plate, it's a discus, Mom. We are training to become winners.
Well, you know you need lots of energy to become winners. So you both better start your day with Twisco before you go anywhere. Besides its great chocolatey taste, Twisco is enriched with Enerfort, a blend of energy-boosting vitamins and minerals for little winners.
Thanks, Mom.
Got to keep my little winners in shape. Twisco, power your dreams.
This advert is FDA approved.
Parents of future leaders, mark your calendars. Academic City University College invites you to a special Parents' Night on August 22nd at 6 p.m. Explore our state-of-the-art campus and discover how we're shaping tomorrow's innovators. For more information, call 0593-999-410 and visit us at www.acity.edu.gh. Academic City, redefining university education.
All right, we will do birthday messages later on the show. Brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African Bank of Global Reach, Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. All right, but that means it's time now for the Joy Sports Center, brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Standard Chartered Bank,
here for good.
Twisco food drink, Twisco, power your dream. And if it's football you want, DSTV has got it all. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Now, so folks, imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. I mean, picture your rooftop transform into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very, very low rates. That's right. We're not just offering you loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. Now get on us this particular part by getting to these numbers now: 050-153-5789 or 050-153-5790 or 0244-674-154. Let's together chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Now, it's been an awesome journey with Momo from MTN. 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. This is definitely worth celebrating, and that's why the Momo at 15 rewards are here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. Send money to an MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. So go on, download My Momo on the App Store or Play Store to enjoy this. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, there's an exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market. This is from the producers of Cowbell. Permit me to introduce you to Twisco. It's a chocolate food drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder enriched with Enafort, which is a combination of energy-boosting minerals, vitamins including B vitamin C, D, iron, and many more. Twisco is available in 20 grams and can be found at your neighborhood, the nearest one, in a store, in a delightful red sachet for only 1 Ghana cedi, 80 pesos. You can enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet, empty content into a bag, and mixed with 180 milliliters of previously boiled water, milk, and stir. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco. Empower your dream. This advert is FDA approved.
I love Twisco, but you know what else you can find all around you and almost for free these days? Scandals. And we've got quite a bit to talk about this morning on the Joy Sports Center. My name is Victor Atutamaklu, and we're going to start from the Sports Ministry, who are demanding an apology from the Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for suggesting that Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf misled the public regarding a $3.6 million payment for the coverage of the 2023 African Games. Yusuf informed the Public Accounts Committee on Monday that over $3 million had been paid to GBC. However, GBC's Director General a day later expressed surprise, claiming that they received only $105,000. In a response to these claims, the minister's executive assistant, Jamaluddin Abdullah, is demanding an apology.
We have not seen any contrary fact that says that GBC claims we have not fulfilled our part of the bargain. And on this note, I believe that the Director General, in his interview, he created the impression that the minister misinformed the public should apologize. Seen people have intercepted documents, letters that were written by the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, signed by the professor himself to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, demanding for payment, which the ministry obliged. So, with the evidence available and the evidence in the public domain, I believe we should be asking the Director General questions.
Now, James Aveji, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, has said that the controversy was sparked by the Director General failure to clearly explain these transactions and the quantums of money involved.
Director General of GBC did not say anything to mean that the amount paid to them is not up to 3.6 billion. I think he confirmed that. So what the Minister for Youth and Sport told the committee was true. The Director General of GBC did not clarify that position. What that he said is that the total amount, the only amount that came to GBC was 105,000. I think that the Director General is not coming forth with the full information. If he has explained at that interview that yes, we received the entire 3.6 million from the Ministry of Youth and Sport, but because we also engaged a third party, we have transferred the money to the third party. That would have settled the matter.
Meanwhile, ranking member on the Youth, Sports and Culture Committee of Parliament, Honorable Kobna Woyome, is also raising another issue about the African Games expenditure. He claims that about $15 million was used to feed the 2,644 athletes that participated in the Games for just 18 days.
You're spending close to 240 plus or 245 million United States dollars, right? And out of this, we got to even know, for instance, key among them was a whopping amount of $15 million, which amounts or works to 226 million Ghana cedis, being how much was used to feed athletes for 18 days. We wanted to know how many, athletes actually made it. How many actually got registered?
Right. So, what we do know, at least in terms of the athletes from the games management system, up to 2,644 were there. And per Kobna Woyome's claim, that would mean that each athlete received up to $5,600 for feeding during the 18 days of the African Games. Let's talk about club football next, because before last season, Accra Hearts faced criticism on social media for lacking a training facility and dedicated secretariat to manage their daily operations. However, that appears to be a problem of the past, with Accra Hearts now almost completing the Hearts Sports Complex at Pugiman. I visited the facility, spoke with key stakeholders and put together this report.
For many years, Accra Hearts were criticized for not having something as basic as a training ground they could call their own.
The paradox of that situation is that Accra Hearts have always, at least since 1995, owned a land big enough to accommodate the construction of 4, possibly more, of these training pitches that they've always been criticized for. And not just that, any other infrastructure that a modern football club ought to have.
We had a plot at Pugiman that was bought years ago, about 20, 40 years back, under the regime of Frank Sawyer.
But construction did not start immediately. And as we've already established, for the next 2 decades, they had to shuttle between Legon, cantonments, and even Accra Central for places to train, while the club's administrative operations had to be carried out where we now call Farah Avenue.
So I remember one day, myself and my team went to Aquina. I've been told that that's where they train, because they trained there the day before, only for us to be told by the communications team that unfortunately the school has given the field out to another institution, so they have to find an alternative ground.
In 2011, the club was sinking. If you've seen a photo of the phobia bed, if you've seen a photo of that bus being pushed in traffic, it will be from that period. In the simplest of terms, things weren't great for Accra Hearts, and something had to change.
Hearts were in massive distress. Somewhere around 2010, 2011, there about where the club needed a new direction. They need to find a way of getting funds coming into the club. So the idea about floating shares to get investors coming on board came on. Some way, somehow, they didn't meet the requirements to enlist the club on Ghana stock market. So that wasn't to be. Then to be after now the owner or the majority shareholder came through with the Strategic African Securities. As you see in SARS, you see Hasbro play with that on their jersey. He came through to acquire the club, owning it as the majority shareholder, and since then been bankrolling the club. And the club has looked stable financially from that point, because everything is run through him and SARS.
Construction works on the facility
facility started a few years before, but in 2022, cash requirements for the inaugural African Football League gave Togbi Apede a new perspective.
CAF invited Kotoko and Hasselhoff into a meeting when they were planning on introducing the African Football League. What he saw in that meeting, what he heard in that meeting, pushed him to invest in the infrastructure, to a lot more agency in the approach.
2 years later, Probiman is almost complete. In fact, for the first time in its history, Hearts completed an entire football season while training on their own facility. Beyond the lush artificial pitch, there are 2 natural grass pitches and a third that is still to be developed. The Hartsevok Sports Complex also houses basketball and tennis courts, but that's not all there is to Probiman. Last month, Hartsevok formally opened the rebuilt commercial center at Asalam Dam, where once stood a dilapidated secretariat. Now stands a 4-story facility befitting a club the size of Accra Hartsevok. In 2016, Togbi said the club was worth $8 million. But after these investments, its value will certainly appreciate. Togbi has set the club on the path to a sustainable future. If only they can extend their off-field magic to the pitch. You can watch the full feature on the Joy News YouTube channel by searching Probiman, Hartsevok's most important investment yet. More on local football, and Ghana Premier League club Nswatraman United have disassociated themselves from comments made by their general manager Eric Alagide, saying that the clubs need tax rebates and not buses promised by the NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, the club is owned by Employment and Labour Relations Minister Ignatius Bafo Ewua, and yesterday they put out a statement saying that Eric Alagide granted the interview in his individual capacity and as an industry player, and not representing the views of Nswatraman. And they further apologized to the Vice President and all who have been offended by the comments of their general manager. Regardless, they've got a game on Saturday. They will take on their opponents from Chad, Elect Sports. Remember, they won that first leg by 3 goals to 0 at the Accra Sports Stadium. They are traveling on the road for the reverse fixture. The Ghana FA Cup champions also will be seeking to make sure that they get the result. Here's defender Isaka Mohammed, who's speaking ahead of the game.
I think we are going there with a different strategy. We are not going to play the same like the way we play at home. We are going there with different style to defend or to even score more goals over there. We are confident that maybe the second leg, I'm sure that we are going to win over there too.
European football next, and Chelsea have signed Portugal forward João Felix from Atletico Madrid for a fee in the region of £45 million, with England midfielder Conor Gallagher going the other way for £33 million. To other matters, and Nottingham Forest have also signed Aston Villa left-back Alex Moreno on loan for the rest of the season with an option for a permanent deal. Chelsea have also announced that Pedro Neto will change his shirt number from 19 to number 7 for the rest of the season, which effectively means that Raheem Sterling is not going to be part of Chelsea's plans for the season. Of course, their manager has already announced that. And also, another announcement is coming from Manuel Neuer. The German international has announced his retirement from international football. That's all time will permit us on the Joy Sports Center.
Lots of announcements, eh?
Yeah,
Announcements,
quite a bit, yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Achu. And of course, the team returns with more sports tomorrow and on all our major bulletins, so don't miss any of it. Right now, though, lots of business to get through. And before I tell you what's happening on Big Stories, it's time now for Food for Thought with Uncle Ibu White. And of course, that is brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Uncle Ibu, good morning.
The difference. The difference.
I'm hearing the difference in the background. Yes. Oh, I think we have a bit of a connection problem there. Let's see if we can fix that so that we can hear from Uncle Ibu, who is standing by with today's Food for Thought. Let's see if we fixed it. Oh, no, we haven't fixed it yet. And we'll get to that. But let's see if we have him.
The difference.
Right, no, we have an issue there. Forgive us. We will resolve that. But let's take some messages. Big Stories are brought to us by Telecel, connecting energies, latex foam, your partner for life. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. We're back with Uncle Ibu and Food for Thought after these.
Sell the more money promo now,
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecel More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana cedis in the daily and weekly draws. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500, or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Calling all shoppers. This month at Oka Decor, we have an offer that you simply cannot resist. That's right, enjoy an irresistible 20% off a huge variety of stylish and modern furniture. But wait, there's more. Stay tuned every week for more irresistible and exclusive deals and save big. Visit Oka Decor on Spintex Road to enjoy our irresistible offers.
Are you hoping to start university this October? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our 2024 intakes. Apply now for our foundation and undergraduate programs. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Morning Show.
Uncle Ebo, good morning.
Alpha, good morning. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Uncle Ebo. Yeah, we had a bit of a problem with the other connection, but we can hear you loud and clear now.
Great. Could you let me remind our listeners that my next play is I Want to Feed You. I know it's a title that fascinated you.
It still does.
And so the details will be on this network. If you have never watched any of my plays, I think this will be a good one because we are putting a whole neighborhood on stage.
Wow.
A whole neighborhood. And
Wow.
the most exciting neighborhood you could ever imagine. So join us for I Want to Feed You. It will start in September, first week of September. Kojo, this morning I bring you a different take on the Ejapadia document. Here we go. To listen to the politicians, there are two sides to the Ejapadia document. On one side, the document either does not exist, or if it does, it is the work of political opponents out to create disaffection for the current government and a particular family. On the other side, the document does exist, and it is a blueprint for a particular family to, as Dr. Arthur Kennedy puts it, transfer public resources into private hands for it to become private wealth. But no matter which side you believe, one thing is clear. We have right here in Ghana people with the brains to craft such a document, whether for political mischief or for real. My call this morning is for us to tap into that kind of brain power to craft an Ejapadia kind of document for not just one region or one clan or family, but for the whole country. Ghana needs a program such as is outlined in the Ejapadia document to ensure the development of Ghana and the prosperity of this generation and generations unborn. We need a national agenda to which all governments and politicians commit to, which has the buy-in of every Ghanaian. In fact, I believe we owe that to ourselves, to our children, and their children, and their descendants. The situation in Ghana today is that every government comes with its own manifesto and programs and discard whatever projects and programs their predecessors were working on. This is the reason we have a lot of unfinished and abandoned projects. It results in a lot of wastage of national resources. We have hospitals that have been abandoned because the government that started it ran out of time, and its successor does not have it in its program. We have housing projects that have been left to waste because the government which started it could not finish it before leaving office, and the next government did not think it was necessary. And that is why we need a national Ejapadia document or program that will guarantee that no matter who is in office or which party is in power, that program will be followed. I want to see 7 chapters in the Ghana Ejapadia document covering 7 areas of national priority. These areas, in no particular order of prominence, are education, health, infrastructure, sports, environment, arts and culture, and the modernization of the economy. For education, the document should have 2 goals. The first goal should be to ensure that our youth get the best education possible in the most enabling environment possible right here in Ghana. The second goal for education should be to make Ghana a destination for quality and world-class education for the rest of Africa and beyond, so we can attract students from all over the world. This will call, of course, for the expansion and upgrading of our educational facilities and infrastructure. For health, the document should have a dual focus, similar to the educational goals. On one hand, should be the commitment to promote the most healthy lifestyle for our people, and also ensure the most efficient and effective health delivery for all Ghanaians right here in Ghana, to make it unnecessary for any Ghanaian to travel abroad for medical treatment. The second focus for health should be a program to position Ghana as a primary destination for health tourism for the rest of Africa, if not for the rest of the world. South Africa and India are doing very well in this area. I believe Ghana can do better if we put our minds to it. Infrastructure can have multiple chapters to cover areas such as affordable and available housing, transportation, reliable power, and constant clean supply of water. I would like the chapter on transportation, for instance, to focus on how to eliminate excessive traffic in our cities with the development of modern rail systems. Imagine a modern rail lines that run every 30 minutes between Circle and Adenta, and between Circle and Pokuasi, and a third line that runs between Circle and Kasua, and we're talking every 30 minutes. We already have a line running between Circle and Tema, but that route is not the best. How about a line that runs from Circle through La, Teshi, Nungwa, Sakumono to Tema? I believe such transportation infrastructure would transform our lives and enhance productivity in Ghana. For electricity, the document should focus on the promotion of solar energy in Ghana. The chapter on sports should pay attention to the development of Ghana into a destination for major international sporting events. How come we do not host any major tennis tournaments, for instance? Esports is the future of sports. Where is Ghana in that respect? We focus too much on soccer and boxing, but we do not even seem to be serious about these. I believe that we can reap better results from soccer and boxing and from other sports, and from being a destination for major sporting events. The chapter on the environment should be clear on one thing, that the destruction of our environment is a no-no. The chapter should make the protection of our water bodies a national security matter. I operate in the arts, culture, and tourism sector, and I know the potential in this sector. And I also know that Ghana does not seem to be aware of the full potential of this sector to transform our economy, and our place in the world. The arts give a nation soft power, and soft power gives a nation influence. Nations are making millions from being destinations for weddings and parties and entertainment. Why cannot Ghana be one of those countries? Where's our version of Disney World? Where's our version of Broadway? The final chapter should be on the modernization of our economy and culture. Our economy has not changed much since the colonial days. This chapter should call for the modernization of, for instance, agriculture, the processing of our produce with special attention to packaging and marketing. The focus should be to make Ghana export-oriented and not import-dependent. I am not interested in a manifesto of any political party. I want a national manifesto to which every government commits itself. I believe that we have the means to ensure that Ghana is no longer included in the ranks of poor countries. So come on, let's leave an ejapade for our descendants. And it should be a national ejapade for all Ghanaians, for all generations, and for all times. And I hope that is my presentation for this morning.
Yeah, it's interesting. I always thought that for a country that is so bad at planning, a lot of planning went into this document, whether it's real or fake.
It's a fascinating thing, Kojo. So we have the brains.
Yeah, clearly. Anyway.
Whether it was... Kojo, have a good day.
You too, Uncle Ibo. And Food for Thought returns on Monday. In the meantime, though, don't forget that the new play I Want to Feed You is out in the first week of September. All right, now with apologies, we now bring you the Joy Business Minute. Should have come a bit earlier, but here we go. And of course, as always, every morning, it is brought to you by our very good friends at CBG. We stand with you. Here we go.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bengano. We stand with you, anointed electric cars, the generator experts, and build-free solar hybrid air conditioners, superior cooling with lower energy. The National Petroleum Authority has revoked the licenses of 13 oil marketing companies. It follows their inability to settle debts owed industry regulators. Economist Professor Patrick Isuming is downplaying the impact of Cocoa Board's decision to halt loan syndication for cocoa purchases this year on the city and the country's reserves. And in the US, the newly announced boss of Starbucks, Brian Nicola, has come under fire after it was revealed that he will continue the almost 1,000 miles from his family home in Newport Beach, California, to the firm's headquarters in Seattle on a corporate jet. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bengano. We stand with you, anointed electric cars, the generator experts, and build-free solar hybrid air conditioners, superior cooling with lower energy.
All right, let's get going. And that was our Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank of Ghana, CBG. We stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and build-free solar hybrid air conditioners, superior cooling with lower energy. Now, Anointed Engineering Services is into sales of ultra-silent, fuel-efficient diesel generators and in sizes from 5 kVA to 300 kVA. Prices are competitive, and for every generator you buy, you enjoy 5-year warranty. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets. Now, their services include, but are not limited to, 24-hour emergency services, sale of genuine spare parts, reliable rental services, professional advice, sale of tower lights and rental, and of course you can find their latest branches in Bibiani, Petruji, which is opposite Bethel School Junction on the main Bibiani Kumasi Highway, and in Techiman, ex-oil filling station on the main Techiman Kumasi Highway. And you can find their head office at number 77 Anointed House, which is on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. They also have 18 branches across the country. Now, they do skills training. You have a training school for students on generators and plant, as well as auto mechanics, electricals and controls, and solar installations. They offer 80% hands-on training and 20% theory. You can call them on 024-348-0334. Anointed, the generator experts. All right, now listen, are you ready to be the next millionaire in town? The Telecel More Money promo is getting exciting. So join the lucky winners for 30,000 Ghana cedis worth of prizes in the weekly draws, no matter where you are in the country or what you're waiting. I don't know what you're waiting for. 1 million Ghana cedi grand prize is also up for grabs, and it could be you. Just reload your mobile using your Telecel cash wallet and be part of the daily and weekly draws where you could win up to 30,000 Ghana cedis every week. So you can buy data or airtime using your Telecel cash wallet and double your chances. Making payments onto your fixed broadband also gives you a chance to be the next millionaire. Now, the more you reload, the better your chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promotion. To opt in for free, dial *500# or send the word WIN to 500, or just go visit the Telecel Play app. The promo is regulated by the NLA under the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energies. All right, now while we're at it, let me remind you that if you're lying in bed after a long day seeking comfort and relaxation, you are not supposed to be met with a mattress that sags and gives you body pain. That is really a reminder of shortcuts and compromises. Your comfort and well-being should never be compromised. That's why at Latex Foam they prioritize quality above all else. Step into their showrooms and experience the difference for yourself. Their high quality mattresses and furniture are crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Picture waking up refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to take on the day. That is the Latex Foam promise. Invest in your well-being, choose Latex Foam, otherwise you'll do yourself. Latex Foam, your partner for life. Visit them today and sleep better tonight. Call 0302 231155 or just go to latexfoamghana.com. All right, today on the Super Morning Show, we're talking about fake news, disinformation, and of course, interference in elections. Who does it? Why do they do it? And are we protected? Let me ask you, do you think you can spot a fake news story? Use the hashtag JoySMS and tell us, can you spot a fake news story? What are the clues you look for in order to determine whether a story is real or fake? Right? Use the hashtag JoySMS. Let's share some knowledge. Social media messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by EcoBank, A Better Way, A Better Africa, and Mala2 from Ernest Chemist. Mala2, power over malaria. Okay, so every day people face different emergencies. Police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name it. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, here's one you definitely can remember. *770#. Yeah, *770# is the new EcoBank money emergency number. *770# gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bills, payments, airtime, and of course, data purchases, and so much more. You don't need internet for this. Just dial *770# on any phone. No need to panic in any money emergency situation. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# on your mobile phone now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah. Download it. You go enjoy it. In my branding check. Branding check. In my branding check. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills,
transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Kim promise.
When shopping for a dress, you say,
of course, the low burst line. A little tight by the hips. Covered sleeves. Off shoulder. Definitely.
But when buying anti-malarial drug, you say,
is it not malaria? Give me whatever is available.
Choose your malaria drugs the same way you choose your dress. Always ask for Coartem. It's also available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets for children. Don't gamble with malaria. Choose right. Choose Coartem. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Malaria testing should be done before treatment. This advert is FDA approved.
It's the break of a new dawn, and with it comes the craziness of the hood.
Listen. My Christmas hen did not come home to roost. May they all die. The one who stole it, the one who slaughtered it.
Roverman Production, in partnership with National Theatre and Joy FM, presents an original Uncle White play, I Want to Feed You.
How can you live in Germany and make a girl in Ghana pregnant?
Shows on the 6th, 7th, 8th, 13th, 14th, and 15th of September 2024 at the National Theatre. Fridays at 7 p.m. Saturdays at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Sundays at 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. Rate 200 Ghana cedis. Tickets available via all regular outlets on the Roverman app and via short code *365*535 hash 050-554-6010. WhatsApp 050-554-6030. Sponsors: Koba, Gino Tomato Mix, GCB Bank, and Tilis Communications Partner M Notify. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive, CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand with you.
Hey, Cashman. Yeah. Don't you know Nana has assembled all of us and you are here making calls?
My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Oh, is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
Oh, how?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel.
And that's why Nana is calling us.
Okay.
Yes.
If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534
or call 0243 480 334. They have qualified and dedicated men on 24-hour after sales service.
Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning
And these smart guys on my platform were like, "Oh, I didn't know that Russia, took part in colonialism. So they colonized Benin, eh?"
I see.
Right. Just because the person saying it is influential.
That's true.
And it turned out that it wasn't him. It was a deep fake. It was, a created video. The guy is not the one who did it. But these are examples of ways in which things can be accepted as truth just because somebody engineered them to be believed.
And talking about influencers, I mean, this blogger who had actually published a report which led to some rushing to their banks. He's been actually jailed for a month, right?
Yes.
Blogger for spreading fake news. That really had the impact. And the banking system relies on reputation.
Yeah.
And if everybody today goes to the bank to go and take their money, no bank can guarantee the amount of money being delivered. So
that was a dangerous thing.
Yes. So we should be, and especially we have an election that's a couple of months away. You check family pages, right? The kind of things that sometimes old people share on there. And sometimes I have to take a few minutes out of my early day in the morning to explain all of them. And very educated people will debate you on some of these issues. They will seek, among other things, to explain to you what's really happening in the sector in ways that, quite frankly, doesn't make sense. But it is how deep all of this thing goes to the very core of our establishment as a people. Luckily, we should be able to learn a lot more and be on alert.
Absolutely.
To be able to dispel that.
Yeah. Today, our guest is Desmond Israel. Now, not only is he a lawyer, but he's also a cybersecurity expert, and he's quite well versed in it. He really understands the geopolitics as well, and he's able to point out some markers, some things that demonstrate that no. Look, you are being someone is messing with your mind.
Okay.
So today we're going to learn a lot from him. Also, we need to spend time talking about those meters that are installed in your absence, and then they start putting you into debt. And we need to find a solution for it. If it's a glitch in the system, let's fix it. If it is human error, let us immediately correct it. But please, let's stop victimizing people.
I know people who need meters.
Yeah.
I, for example, did not need any meter change. So that change was completely unnecessary and useless. It was just to cause me needless pain. Anyway.
We'll get into it. If you have examples, use the hashtag JoySMS. Tell us your ECG meter stories, and let's see if we can't get some resolutions for you. Now, receiving money from your family and friends abroad should never be complicated. CBG Money Transfer Services provide a reliable, fast, and convenient way to receive funds from abroad. If you visit any of CBG's 114 branches across the country, you can receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Unity Link, Transfast, PayAngel, and Easy Remit money transfers. Now, their dedicated money transfer centers are at Nima, Kaswa, that's Kaswa Main, Medina Market, Apenkwa, and Spintex, the Basket Junction branches. And they've extended their service hours, so they close to the public at 5 p.m. on weekdays and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. To ensure a smooth experience, just present a valid Ghana card and money transfer reference number 9. For further inquiries, please call 0302-216-000 or email talktous@cbg.com.gh or just visit any of their social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you.
This is Roverman Productions Anniversary Quarter, and in partnership with the National Theatre and Joy FM, it is taking you to the dramatic streets in an original Uncle White play titled "I Want to Feed You," Kojo Jansen. It's the break, not me, no.
I don't object.
Yes, no, I'm
hungry. I'm very hungry.
Anyway. It's the break of a new dawn, and with it comes the craziness of the neighborhood. Auntie Peace is raining curses because her Christmas chicken is missing. Insha is asked to stay away from Sewa, the girl he loves, and two men, they are fighting for Oboshi's baby, the new one. Meanwhile, Sewa has a secret from her past that keeps chasing her, and the preacher knows more than they think he does. I Want to Feed You actually shows on the 7th, the 8th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th of September 2024 at the National Theatre. The show times are Friday at 7 p.m. One show only. On Saturday, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. On Sundays at 1 p.m., 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Now, the rate is just 200 cedi. Buy tickets now via the Koba short code *365 *535# or the Roverman app. When you go straight to the app, you'll be able to buy your ticket. Ticket outlets will soon be available, so relax. And we'll give you that later. Loyalty discounts apply to our loyalty patrons and those on their loyalty card. Discounts are also available for big purchases. To place orders or make inquiries, please WhatsApp 050 554 6030 or 050-554-6010. Sponsors Koba, Gino Tomato Mix, and GCB Bank and T-Lease. Communications partners, M Notify and Logistic Movers. Buy your tickets now to be there. Now, Roverman Productions, be the difference.
All right then. So, are you ready to make even every moment count? From the simple pleasures of treating yourself to unforgettable weekend getaways or a special surprise for someone you love, you can have the perfect companion. Stanbic Cards are there for those fulfilling moments that make you go like, yes, this is it. Talk to Stanbic on 0302-815-789. On social media, they are at Stanbic Bank GH, or just go to stanbicbank.com.gh to learn more.
Now, Jobawan Ghana, in collaboration with Cosmos Innovation Center, in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation and Agri Impact Limited, is organizing a career fair and employer forum. This event is dubbed Beyond the Fields, exploring agribusiness and job opportunities for the youth. It will be held alongside the Agriculture Innovation for Africa Conference, taking place on the 28th and 29th, 2024, at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. And this auditorium is at its main auditorium anyway. And this is from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rather, yes, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It can't be 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. Anyway, 5 p.m. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on each day. The Jobaman Ghana Career Fair and Employer Forum will feature discussions on employability skills training, CV review clinic, panel discussions, networking, and exhibitions for job seekers. This is an opportunity to meet and network with top-tier employers ready to offer you the platform to hone your skills and grow in your career. Don't just sit home and pray that somebody will bring you a job somewhere. Go to where the job really is. For employers, enjoy brand visibility, cut your hiring costs, which is very expensive, and meet highly skilled young people ready to make an impact in your agribusiness venture and exhibit your services for free. Admission is absolutely free. Visit jobaman.com.gh/career fair 2024 or call 027-017-6662 to sign up. This event is powered by Jobaman Ghana in collaboration with Cosmos Innovation Center and its partners, including MasterCard Foundation and Agri Impact Limited.
Now, at Equity Health Insurance, the well-being of their members takes precedence. They recognize the unique healthcare needs of individuals and families, which is why they are delighted to present their Ebusia Health Plan. Now, this health plan is crafted to promote the enduring health and happiness of you and your loved ones. Their plans are meticulously tailored to offer comprehensive and competitive health insurance coverage for individuals, families, and smaller groups. Now, access to quality care is just a phone call away, offering continual assistance of your family's welfare. Of your family's welfare. Call 0546 645 465. Hashtag here for you.
Now, Anointed Engineering Services Limited is into the sales of ultra-silent, fuel-efficient diesel-generating sets. The size ranging from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA. This is at competitive prices. For every generator you acquire, you enjoy a 5-year warranty. We also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel-generating sets. Our services includes, but it's not limited to the following: 1. 24-hour emergency services. 2. Sale of genuine spare parts. 3. Reliable rental services. 4. Professional advice. 5. Sales of tire lights and rental. They are located at the latest branches in Bibiani. This is our Petrogy, opposite Bethel School Junction on the main Bibiani Kumasi Highway. At Techiman is an ex-oil filling station on the main Techiman Kumasi Highway. And also you locate us at our head office. That one you know. Number 77. Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. We also have 18 branches nationwide. We are into skill training. We have a training school that trains students on generators and plants.
auto mechanics, electricals and controls, and solar installations. We offer 80% hands-on training with only 20% theory. This is a proper school. Contact us on our hotlines 0243 480 334 or 0243 690 295. Anointed is the generator experts.
All right, so we're going to figure out how people use technology to interfere with democracy. Coming up after these.
Exhibition of the register. Attention Ghana! The Electoral Commission will from Tuesday 20th August to Tuesday 27th August 2024 display the voters register across all polling stations throughout the country between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. each day. This is your chance to verify your personal details, confirm your polling station, ensure no unqualified persons are on the register, and remove names of deceased individuals by providing death certificates, burial permits, and obituary notices as proof of death. Registered voters must appear in person with their ID cards or registration slips. You can also check your details by dialing *711*51#. Objections to names on the register can be made on the grounds that the person is a minor, foreigner, not of a sound mind, impersonating another person, or not residing in the area where he or she registered. Applicants have the opportunity to object to the inclusion of their names on the exception or multiple registration lists. Remember, the exhibition of the voters register will start from Tuesday 20th August to Tuesday 27th August 2024. The register will be displayed at all polling stations across the country from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Your vote is your future. So go and check your name.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me. Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat?
I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA. From the comforting hugs and reconnecting moments to the thoughtful eulogies, funerals, whether big or small, must be dignifying. And that's what Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium was set up for. From our state-of-the-art facilities for preserving remains, through our 450-seater chapel to our meticulously managed cemetery, we've got these and everything else you might need in one place. So if sending a loved one off in a dignified manner matters to you, reach out to Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium immediately you lose a loved one. Call us on 050-953-2409 or visit us lashibifuneralhomes.com. Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium. Dignity for the deceased, comfort for the bereaved.
Gasaba. Smoke from firewood and charcoal is harmful and as damaging to our lungs as cigarettes. It can cause heart diseases leading to stroke and may even affect our eyesight in the long run. Grandmothers, mothers, sisters, wives, men, caterers, and everyone still cooking with charcoal, let's switch to LPG gas. The National Petroleum Authority has introduced the cylinder recirculation model in collaboration with local partners to make gas more accessible in all local communities. Whether you own a cylinder or not, join our CRM initiative. Simply show up at any exchange point near you with a small down payment to receive a filled cylinder or swap your empty one. Regular safety checks will be in place. Say ebisa mo say mo gas. Afi de gasaba. Switch from firewood and charcoal to gas for a better and healthier life. This message is brought to you by the National Petroleum Authority and the Ministry of Energy.
Confidence matters in insurance. Confidence has doubled. The game changer of insurance is now here in Ghana. Sanlam and Allianz have joined forces to create an unstoppable force. Sanlam Allianz.
That's right. This partnership will give customers 238 years of combined experience, making Sanlam Allianz a titan of insurance in Ghana and Africa. Sanlam Allianz is here to give you the personalized service you deserve and more. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a true definition of confidence. Visit www.gh.sanlamalliance.com. Sanlam Alliance. Live with confidence because you have confidence in us.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show.
Produced this one. I think it was the Neptunes. Yes. Pharrell and the Neptunes. Everyone is looking at me like I'm speaking an alien language.
No, I'm thinking about.
Because I'm not talking about Lumba, so look at your face.
Clearly, yeah. 100% Pan-African.
Yeah, Pan-African. Busta Rhymes, which continent is he from?
Outside Africa.
He said diasporan. He had a great time in Ghana when he was here, by the way. All right, well, you're welcome back to the Super Morning Show. Today we want to see if we can equip ourselves with some very interesting knowledge and also get some general education on what is happening around the globe with countries, messing about with other countries' democracy and whether we are at risk. Desmond Israel is our guest. It's good to have you. It's been a long time, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
Great.
Excellent. Yes. He's been traveling the world gathering knowledge. He'll share some with us today. All right, now just before that though, the new order of retirement is here. And now you can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Yeah. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It is that easy. The best part is you get to enjoy salary increase. That's 16% in 2023-24. Okay, so call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or just go to oldmutual.com.gh or just dial star 789 star 01 hash and request a call. Obrapa ahotonkwa. Old Mutual, do great things.
Now you're speccing that old car, or you're doing a home makeover, or you're relaxing at the beach, because you're on a getaway. I mean, if you want to do or you're doing any of these, all that you have to do is use your APSA card 10 times or more in a month, and you could be a lucky winner in the APSA Change Your Story promotion. And extra income and extra entries by using our digital channels 5 times or more. I mean, from now to the end of October, 5 lucky winners will take away 40,000 Ghana cedis each every month to change their stories. For more information, visit an APSA branch today. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Your story matters. APSA. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, well, listen. Conferencing does not have to be the same boring routine. The location for your next conference can both be result-centered and relaxing. Aqua Safari Resort gives you the best of both worlds and more, so let them take the stress off on 054 011 0190 and watch your conferences and events effortlessly taken care of.
Now, do you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost? Do you want a vibrant student experience in a community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you one step closer to the career of your dreams? Enjoy all these and more, plus up to 50% scholarship for your degree at Lancaster University, Ghana. Be taught by the finest faculty trained to UK standards at our campus. For more information, visit lancaster.edu.gh. You can also contact us via email at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call us on +233 020 960 7008. Lancaster University, Ghana is the only British university campus in West Africa.
Okay, all right. I think it's time for us to get into our conversation. By the way, if you are joining us via Love FM in Kumasi, we thank you very much for choosing us. We appreciate you. And those of you listening to the Super Morning Show on ATL FM in the Central Region, God bless you. And let's get to business. Desmond Israel is our guest now. He is a lawyer. He also is a data privacy and information security practitioner. Best person to educate us on our topic today. Desmond, thanks again for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Okay, so look, let's start from the top. Let's try and understand some terms here and what we are discussing. Okay, so when we talk about interference in democracy using technology, what are we talking about? How is it done?
Okay, so let's look at it this way. There is an electoral process to establish that democracy. So any external activity that interferes with the outcome, one, or people's opinion, the public opinion about the outcome, is what you can term as election interference or interference within the democratic process.
Right.
Yeah. So for many people, when you say election interference, the first thing that comes to their mind is cyber, right? But then there are two parts of this. There is the information operations, and then there is the cyber operations. Now, under the information operations, we can discuss disinformation, where fake news, propaganda, and all these things come to play. And then under the cyber operations, that is where you discuss unauthorized access to maybe infrastructure that supports the electoral process. So someone gains access to maybe a biometric database, alters the register. Someone is able to intervene within the electronic voting system and maybe do what we call vote tampering, so that the outcome is skewed to a particular interest. Yeah, so those are actually the two structures under which you can put election interference. So it's a bit misleading when somebody says, well, this has nothing to do with us, we do offline voting. Yes, you may do offline voting, but the democratic process includes people's opinion. So if I stage maybe a social media misinformation warfare or disinformation warfare, and I could get one candidate to be disliked, you have actually interfered with the electoral process. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how widespread is this around the world? How often does this happen?
It's so at the scale of which reports I've been reading. I think one of the credible reports is from Carnegie. They have what they call the International Peace Endowment Report, and they had a 2018 report which captured about 5 European countries, not only doing suspicion but reporting incidents of electoral interference from other states. You may know the culprit, but I'm sure we'll get there. We'll
tell us. I mean, let's get to it.
Right.
Who was the culprit?
So in all 5 countries, Russia is the culprit. So 2016, the United States, and then we had 2017, we had France, we had Germany, we had Dutch, and then we had Sweden. And there were different engagements. In the US, for instance, we had access to what you call electoral personnel, like people who were at the forefront of the elections, people whose image and persona, if they could alter, would definitely change the complexion of the electoral votes. And so they did that. They got access to the Democratic National Committee's office electronically.
Wow.
They were able to pick up information, emails, correspondence on Hillary Clinton, and they smeared it on her, and it worked. It worked. And as I speak to you now, 12 Russian military operatives, intelligence operatives, are under FBI wanted list. And if you go to the FBI website, you can see that. And it's clearly about election interference. So that 2016 activity in the United States is a class case for interference. Then we could go to the Dutch scenario. Theirs was about the parliamentary. In fact, it got to the extent where they moved their e-voting to offline voting. Yes, that's how uneasy they got. And for many people who at least practice cybersecurity, nobody plays with Russia and China when it comes to these cyber activities. You could credit them with a level of understanding of the space. They've been known to be very good at what they do, stealth mode attacks and all that. So yes, but the Dutch intelligence also picked this up in 2016. So they kind of like start to put preparations in order to make sure that everything was in check. It happened to Macron too in the France election. I don't know if you followed, but at a point, the message was that Macron was gay. That was a fake news warfare. That was a disinformation warfare, and Macron has to set up what he called the fake news commando team, comprised of technologies, lawyers who were able to kind of like drill down, decipher the information, try to find the source, and also be able to manage the impact that it was going to have on his campaign. So, and the French intelligence has this as part of their reports that indeed they did have election interference from the information warfare point of view. Let's go to the UK. Prior to Brexit, the snap votes, Theresa May, there was 188 cyber attacks against the UK. Yes. It's on the records. So people who are listening can verify these things. And why? Because the Russian interest was not really about the Brexit output. It was just to put, what a professor termed as distrust in democracy. So that's one of the motivation. I don't need to really get anything from you, but if I don't align with democracy, I could actually use this to show people around the world that democracy is a sham. So that's what happened with the UK. Germany also had some interaction. The German record shows that they did not really have an impact. they did two things. They wrote directly and warned Russia to stay out of their elections. They beef up their cyber infrastructure. And I think one thing that we can learn from the German scenario is the political parties came together with the government. The idea was they are more interested in protecting their democracy than allowing a third party to make a sham out of it. So it was not about if another party would be benefiting from that, interference. It was more of a country that believed that if we want to develop, if we want to grow, if we want to keep our democracy intact, then we have to come together, build a united front against a third party who ultimately, will be the one laughing at us. And so that's what they did. And then the Swedish scenario also came in. So, I mean, across the world and with top guys like the countries that I've mentioned, they have records that shows that there's been external interference in the elections, from that cyber operation and information operation point of view. So where does that leave us? We are not an exception, we are not an exception. We can discuss our very unique case, because I think after 2016, we have like a totally offline voting system. But if you look at the way cybercrime and electronic transactions are structured, you don't need to be wholly electronic. The activity doesn't need to be wholly electronic. Even in our own Electronic Transactions Act, it says that for the purposes of that law, cybercrime would be any activity that you start partly or wholly electronically.
Okay, any activity that you start.
Yes, partly or wholly electronically. So long as it's prescribed as a crime. So let's say I want to defraud you, right? But we had a conversation on my misrepresentation. And then you send mobile money to me, right? And mobile money forms part of the evidence of a cybercrime because that false pretense, that defrauding was partly conventional, as in a conversation that we have, maybe not even on phone, maybe one-on-one, but then the money was actually sent electronically. Exactly. So put that back into the perspective of this conversation. We have an electoral process, right? It includes campaign. It includes communications. It includes social media. It includes emails flying from one political actor to the other. It includes their WhatsApp messages, the WhatsApp groups that some of their communication teams belongs to. All these things form part of the bigger, electoral process. And for the two big giants who kind of like compete on the election, i.e. the NDC and the MPP, they are huge stakeholders in this. Tell you what, if today somebody manages to get access to one of the candidates' accounts, whatever it is, let's say email, WhatsApp, and, for the sake of conversation, he puts up what would term a debt on the person, maybe something immoral or something criminal, What do you think is going to happen if that information comes out? Definitely, if polls shows that you are on top, after that dissemination of that information, you're going to drop because people would begin to have disdain towards you. That's the problem with when you are looking at the actors and you try to take them away from the equation, because most of the time we're always looking at the Electoral Commission. And then we say that, well, we only have our biometric register, but then we do offline voting, and that's enough. But if we look at the entire gamut of all the activities prior to election, that's why you have pre-electoral interferences, election day interferences, and post-election day interferences.
Fascinating. All right. So, I mean, we've labeled the actors, right? Now, let's try and bring it a bit closer to home.
Okay.
Africa. A couple of things are happening. First of all, almost every credible survey is demonstrating a reduction in our confidence in democracy. It's happening as we speak. Couple that with the fact that one of the two big culprits, Russia, is growing its influence in Africa, but is doing so in countries where democracy has collapsed. So you've got Burkina Faso, you've got Niger, you've got Mali. Following a coup, suddenly Russia turns up and becomes, a partner to whoever has taken over the government. Now, is it logical to assume that Russia would have an interest in destabilizing democracies in Africa?
On the level of assumption, I would say yes. It is possible because it's an assumption. Why? Plausible to the extent that wherever Russian interest is, they've been known, the facts will bear me out that Russian would go to every length to protect that interest. It even includes anti-Russian sentiments. Like a media house that publishes something about Russia, you're likely going to get a army of hackers coming after you.
Wow.
Yes. So they could pull that thing down. Like some presidential personality who makes a statement contrary to Russian interest, they're likely going to do something. So most of the time, we don't get these things out there because state machinery against state machinery. And I tell my colleagues that we're already speaking in, international cyber warfare. But in Africa, we pretty much want to brush it because we have bread and butter issues to deal with. So we're not really concerned about the high-level things. But these things are flying all over our faces every single day. Wow. So it takes me back to your question. Would they have an interest? Assuming they do, yes, they will. Say, for instance, they are getting cobalt from a country, or they are getting, uranium or any of the minerals that supports, their governance and the operations of their state and their economy. And then there's a candidate who is likely in their time going to be an imperialist. They have a socialist agenda. They have a communist agenda. That's why they align well with the Chinese. So if they find that happening, I've told you already, they have the capability to stage some of these things, And again, for the listeners, it's all on the assumption, but we are making this assumption based on what we know about Russia, about interference in elections, and about cybersecurity. Right. So they have the capability. If the interest is there for them to protect, nothing, and you can quote me anywhere, nothing will stop them from taking steps to protect it.
Wow. Well, now let's narrow it down to Ghana. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking to Desmond Israel. He's a lawyer, he's a data privacy and information security practitioner, and we're talking about interference with democracy using technology. So, and he's explained that there are two aspects to it. There's the cyber aspect, and then there's also the misinformation and disinformation, okay? Now, we've already identified the actors globally, and we're trying to figure out where Ghana falls in all of this. So, you mentioned perhaps the most successful example of Russia interfering in an election, and it was against almighty United States, right, with Hillary Clinton in 2016. Now, you will recall that right after that election, there was a BBC story that uncovered these sort of hacking farms here in Accra, run by the Russians, and they were used to target the American election, which means Russia, Accra, there's already some connection, right?
Yeah.
Then you talked about how they react when they think that you are speaking in a way that is detrimental to them. Well, we do have an incident of our president going to the US and complaining about Russia's interference in neighboring Burkina Faso. Desmond, does this paint a target on our back?
So we're having a conversation about diplomacy.
Well, it's still about cyber interference,
Yeah.
But
no, I get the connection.
You know their record. You understand how they operate. Yeah.
So let's say that along the line, these statements or commitments by our president, on foreign land about Russia, puts them in a spotlight where, till date, they hold a disdain about us. We don't know that yet, but let me just give you the scenario. Let's create a playbook.
Okay.
Right. So let's say they still hold that disdain to date. Akufo-Addo belongs to the NPP. That means that if they have anything against us, it's either against us as a country. So the motivation would be, let's make a mockery out of their democracy. Let's create confusion, or let's show these president that he dare not messes with us, right? Diplomacy aside, right? So then that means they have two motivations. One is to go after the political party because they had a candidate who was a president who made certain pronouncements. The other is to take the country as a whole and say, oh, you need to eat in between somewhere, you want to mess around with big guys, we'll show you what it is, right? So let's assume that's the scenario. So two motivations suffices. Yeah. So nothing now stops them. You move from motivation to capability and timing, right? So what do we have? election is offline. So that would really not mean much for them if they want to do it from cyber. But then we still do have campaign activities that goes on, right? So what do we do? Let's find out how the political party infrastructure is built. Do they have email accounts? Who are their communications people? So I'm building targets for you. Who are their communications people? How do they set up their manifesto committee, for instance? Who is in charge? Who is the secretary? What does he do? Where does he go? What's his knowledge like? What does he love? Is he morally bankrupt? Is he very heavy on social media? They could look at other things like the candidate himself, the one they're leading the show now, flag bearer. Who is he? What has he said? What sort of disdain does the opposition party hold about him? So, for instance, the record will bear me out that consistently opposition will say he's a liar, right? So that now I'm building the playbook to the point where we want to attack. So they would have to find something that justifies what the opposition has been saying. From a cyber perspective, is either from his email systems, his social media accounts, his WhatsApp messages, or anything electronic around him that fits into his communication, right? And I've said that this is a state-to-state kind of engagement, so capability is not limited. And I like for people to see these things because they are real. They are so real. For me, it's not just conjecture. It's not a conversation in passing. These are things that I've studied, live by. So I know when I say that this can happen, it can happen. But like I said, this is just a playbook because we don't have all the factors on the ground.
We're working a scenario.
We work in a scenario, yes. So so that now leads us to the point where how do we shoot the capabilities, right? Troll factories, which is the one you spoke about.
Troll factories.
Yeah. So we can set up a troll factory like they did with the US and say, let's do. So there's a term called astroturfing in mis and disinformation. That's when I make you believe that you have a strong grassroots base. So we would set up bots and make them represent as though you have a stronger grassroots base, right? And so we would add up to your numbers, say, on social media and be making a lot of noise about you. Right. So you believe in the growth of numbers when in actual fact, your numbers dwindling. Then they bring in the kill. So the kill would be where they have one death on him, or the candidate, then they'll publish that as fake news, right? Or legit news, but as misinformation. Because the difference between mis and disinformation is just intent. Misinformation, you have no intentions to, create that disdain, but the disinformation you intend to.
You did it
deliberately. So that's where fake news propaganda fits better. So once they bring in the kill, they've achieved two things from cyber point of view. They've reduced your belief in the fact that, maybe apart from conventional campaigns, you think that, we have a stronger social media. In the last two weeks, we had like 1 million people joining our social media platforms. Everybody's speaking about our candidate, but you don't. You really don't have them. Wow. They have given you that false hope through astroturfing. And then they drop the bombshell of what they found on you from whatever electronic medium that they were able to have unauthorized access to. Now, once that gets into the picture, destroys everything because now there is public outrage against you, plus you have a fan-food expectation of numbers.
Right.
So you may be the best candidate everybody will be rooting to, but a week to elections, you've lost so much, the final day it affects the outcome. That's election interference.
Wow. So how does Ghana go about protecting itself from such potential attacks?
I mean, if the Dutch scenario is anything to go by, security by obscurity, I think we've achieved that already by saying that we're going to vote offline.
Okay.
For me, that's 70% problem solved because really we are, as a country, we have a long way to go in terms of our cyber infrastructure.
Right.
I know people will talk to me about the Global Cybersecurity Index. I eat these things every day, the Global Cybersecurity Index, it scores us more on our external collaboration and our laws. And it's true. We have very strong external collaborations. We have very strong laws. I studied the law. I practiced the law. So I know that we do have laws. And I was shocked when I studied in the US and realized that we were being taught things that are actually new. Wow. Yeah, we had laws that were, that solid. Wow. And the US were boasting of things that I knew that we had as at 2008. So we do have
ahead of the curve.
We do have very good laws. And then you can see us putting up structures like a cybersecurity authority, trying to organize the ecosystem, the industry and all that. Yeah. So if you look at it from the GCI perspective, you'd say that we're doing tremendously well. I'm not talking about GCI's perspective. I'm talking about infrastructure that protects us against state-to-state warfare. So if that happens to us, election-wise, in terms of D-Day voting itself, we're 70% covered. But we're not covered in terms of the protection and integrity of our candidates. They are part of the democracy. They're part of the democracy. We should take them for who they are, not for what somebody perceived them to be.
Right.
If I don't like candidate A, I should not like him because of local issues that I perceive do not make him the right candidate. Right? Not because all of a sudden I started receiving a feed that the alternative or the other person is actually the one that has to go because of XYZ reasons which really do not exist. And that's what the world is afraid of. People being able to change public opinion about democracy. And that's why it's managed to find itself under the categories of election interference. So the cyber operations is not only the issues that we want to be bothered about, but of course, to the extent that our elections is offline, we really don't have a big headache there.
You've mentioned that the elections are offline. However, I know that our voters' roll is an electronic, thing. Is there a risk there? Can someone inflate our voters' roll, for example, or mess around with biometric information? Are those possible?
Yeah, there are possibilities. Now, so I thought through these a while back, and you see, we give our voter register to political parties as well. So that's in itself a redundancy that we didn't plan for, which is good. In cybersecurity, redundancy is good.
Good.
So if this data is altered, the other person can say that no. At XYZ date, and this is where forensic comes in, issues about timestamp, when the information was given to you, chain of custody and all that. So you look at it and you say that, this is legit. This is actually the original mirror of the data is 32 million people. What you have is 46 million people, so we cannot work with yours. Now, an attacker needs to be able to edit and modify all the redundancy,
every version of it.
Yes, because even if you modify that of the regulators and the EC, the question from the other political parties is we did not have XYZ millions of voters. What you gave to us is this. So how did you get that? And then it creates tension. Brings me back to an angle of the cyber warfare. That can actually be done to create enmity against the electoral system.
Or mistrust.
Mistrust. That's the word I was looking for. Mistrust, distrust towards the electoral system. And that can be a problem. Imagine people getting up one day and hearing that 10 million people more are in the electoral register. You think the EC can explain themselves out of it? Just think about it. The whole media warfare that is going to come along with it. You see, we need to look at all these things. I mean, it's not scaremongering. We need to just look at the possibilities of these things that can happen. But like I said, redundancy would bear us out. I don't think we planned for it, but it actually, professionally, it comes in to save us.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So just before you leave us, maybe a couple of tips for the typical Ghanaian and his phone. When things come through, how do I know whether I'm looking at, something fake or something real? Or are there telltale signs, little suspicious things that can make me double check before I believe something I've seen online?
Yeah, right. Okay. I've forgotten the name of this app, but I think they were on your radio station this week. Last week. They were talking about mis and disinformation, some campaign around that. Yeah. I've just forgotten the name, but I actually thought that was a very good approach.
This week, Nathan Gaduga's people, Dubawa.
Exactly, Dubawa. Yeah, that was a very good one. I think that the louder we make the noise about it, the better. You can also use tools from Google. Google has a whole fact-checking platform, which privately you can use even as a media house. Then there are a number of apps online. Don't have everything offered, but there are apps online for fact checking. So the best way to fight mis and disinformation is fact checking. Either you are doing it manually or you are doing it, automated with a platform. And then if we take anything from the French direction, I think the political parties should have their own disinformation desk or face news team that actually does and check this. Maybe civic education on that, NCC. This is an opportunity. They can team up with, say, Cybersecurity Authority, and do civic education on mis and disinformation, fake news and all that. And then maybe media houses. You have started. I'm here. I'm talking about it. The more people talk about it, the better. All the way to local languages, we should just talk about it, And I think that finally, that united front of protecting our democracy should be the hallmark. It doesn't mean, people should not look out for who is trying to cheat them out of it. But I think that when we want to protect our democracy, it should not be the job of who is in charge. It should be the job of everybody. Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Listen, just before you, 30 seconds. Assuming we detect an attack from, say, Russia, do we have legal recourse? Is there something we can do to, hold them to account for attempting to interfere with our democracy?
Yeah, there are a lot of legal recourse. First of all, if you interfere on the cyber infrastructure of a country, the local laws has jurisdiction to deal because it's crime, right. And then crime is jurisdictional. Under electronic transactions, we have enough laws for unauthorized access, unauthorized modification. Under the Cybersecurity Act as well, we have protection against critical information infrastructure. I think the minister gazetted it some time back. Under our criminal code, we also have certain provisions. It took me a minute. Let me see if I can just get you some of the sections. I'm sure people will be interested.
Actually, what we could do is probably put it up on our social media.
Yeah, so if you check section 185, false reports injuring the reputation of the state. And then section 208, publications of false news with intent to cause fear and alarm. These can be put together with section 123 of the Electronic Transactions Act, which deals with general provisions. And then we can also leverage our international partnership. We are under the Budapest Convention. We are under the AU and the ECOWAS. So we can leverage on some of these things, mutual legal assistance, and then we can take international actions based on international actors. Problem is enforcement is not always easy. Yeah.
I feel like I've just completed a university seminar. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Desmond, it's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much. Let's do more. Let's talk more about these things.
Always available.
All right, until the next time. That was Desmond Israel, a lawyer and data privacy and information security practitioner. And you know what? We're going to take some messages. We'll be back on the show after these.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castnet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Hey, Eradi, where are all these high bills coming from? Now, wait a minute here. In these times of high electricity tariffs, Build-Free's solar hybrid air conditioners are your sure bet to cut down on electricity bills. Build-Free's cool your buildings comfortably with very low energy consumption. The amazing part is the air conditioners are built with the latest German technologies that give you 80% savings on energy consumption compared to traditional air conditioners. Build-Free's come with a 6-year warranty and free after-sale servicing for a year. Please call us for purchases on 053-1100-915, 053-1100-915. Build Freeze, superior cooling with lower energy.
Please, do you still refill cylinders here?
Oh yes, and there are a lot of benefits when you refill gas cylinders here. Not only do we get to run safety checks on your cylinder before refill, but you get to buy any amount of gas per your pocket. And you even get to see for yourself how much is really being put into the cylinder, so you're not cheated.
Master, this one there, Philly Gadochi. I know say you no invite me, but I go talk some. If you know be these LPG stations, like how we taxi drivers go fill our tanks.
But do these LPG stations have permit to still operate?
Of course. LPG stations are safer now than ever. We've always been licensed and fully regulated by National Petroleum Authority with total support from Ghana Fire Service, Ghana Standards Authority, Factory Inspectorate, as well as the EPA. So don't worry, crowd.
Oh, I hear say these LPG stations it be for indigenous Ghanaians. It be true?
Of course. LPG refilling is the only industry in Ghana that is now 100% owned by Ghanaians. By refilling your cylinders at the gas station, you are promoting indigenous businesses.
The money, it go stay here, no.
Oh yes. Protect local businesses by refilling your gas cylinders at LPG stations nationwide.
We know we shall win, and we know we'll survive. Yeah, shall wash away all tears.
Everyone is running to Bills. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with acquiring any of our loan facilities. For whoever you are and whatever you're doing, Bills has a product for you. No susu, no deposits. All you need is your Ghana card. Call 0302 200 390 or 0596 928 33 today and live a bill-free life. Bills Microcredit is licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Are for the throwback. Good morning to Niayi Tego, the Grandmaster, who is giving you a bit of an endorsement this morning, Ubeti. That's DJ royalty right there. Okay, now it's been an awesome journey with Momo from MTN. 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. This is definitely worth celebrating, which is why the Momo at 15 rewards are here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. Send money to an MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. So go on, download My Momo on App Store or Play Store to enjoy this. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply.
Now you're ready to make every moment count, from the simple pleasures of treating yourself to unforgettable weekend getaways or a special surprise for someone you love. You can have the perfect companion. Now Stambic cards are there for those fulfilling moments that make you go like, yes, this is it. Talk to Stambic now on 0302 815 789 on social media at Stambic Bank GH or visit stambicbank.com.gh to learn more.
Okay, so Kingdom Books and Stationery continues with a back-to-school promotion all the way up until September this year. You can get a generous 10 to 20% discount on all school items. So that's textbooks, pens, pencils, erasers, exercise books, and so much more across all branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takrady, Winneba, and Cape Coast. Now, if you're a parent, a teacher, a student, you'd better hurry because the stock won't last forever. 050-648-7557 is the number to call, or email info@kingdomgh.com, or just shop online. Go to kingdomstoreonline.com and buy whatever you want there. Kingdom Books, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, did you know that all 41 LPG companies and 800 stations across the country are 100% built and operated by indigenous Ghanaians? When you refill your cylinder with us, you support the growth of indigenous businesses that creates more jobs. And at the last count, they say 10,000 of them. But that's not the only reason for you to choose Us. LPG distribution system offers unbeatable value, allowing you to buy any amount of the product in whichever quantities you need, making it incredibly pocket friendly. Are you worried about being cheated? With us, you can watch freely as you get your cylinder being filled. Plus, we have weighing scales at every station, and you can double check the weight of the quantity being filled. These scales and the systems involved have been approved by the Standards Authority and are in standard, so you're surely not going to be cheated. That's trust and transparency that's guaranteed you. Switch to LPG for your car, especially if you drive a taxi. It's more environmentally friendly and helping people protect our precious ecosystem. You need to go green with LPG and make a difference. Remember, when the last tree dies, the last man dies. Refill your LPG cylinder at your nearest gas station and help save our forest and environment. Let's protect Ghana for this generation and the next one. LPG Marketing Companies Association of Ghana, your affordable, pocket-friendly, trustworthy, and eco-friendly choice. And on that note, Kojo Jansen, there's a lot of exciting news you should know, but I have two people in studio with me who will tell us about this more important, very exciting, extraordinarily exciting news in the Republic of Ghana today. One is in a bow tie. When you were mostly, like that, you were wearing some of these things, but well, Terry Ahmed is the CEO and Managing Director of Sanlam Alliance, right? Life Insurance Ghana. And Helen Chochoa is the Head of Marketing and Brand Awareness. Yeah. Lady and gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to say ladies first, but let me start with you, Teria. I remember you were in the studio with your colleague Mabel when you said you had rebranded to Sanlam. Now, you have also rebranded to Sanlam Alliance. Can you share more insights on Sanlam Alliance and why this joint venture?
First of all, thank you very much. And let me say good morning to you and good morning to your listeners and viewers. Mm-hmm. But most importantly, say good morning to the gallant employees of Sanlam Alliance who are currently listening. Mm-hmm. And within them, we find the strength and fulfillment to deliver the things that we're going to be talking to you about this morning. But of course, given what has happened to the media fraternity, let me extend our condolences to you for the loss of the Grandmaster Godwin Avenobo. Yeah. I think it's been a week or two of some of these unfortunate incidences. I'll share my own experience with you and probably share the experience of what Helen has also gone through just last week also with you. But now to your substantive question of Sanlam Alliance. I think I was in this studio with Mabel, as you indicated, and this was on August 8, 2022.
Okay.
Where we came and shared with you Sanlam brand when it was outlawed in Ghana. But today, we are still in August, and this is August 2024. Mm-hmm. I have got a much even bigger news to share with you, which is about Sanlam Alliance. And you'll notice that our new brand is Sanlam Alliance. Yes. It means that two major brands in insurance business has come together. This happened on the 4th of September 2023, where the Sanlam Group and then the Alliance Group decided to enter into a joint venture. Okay. And out of that joint venture, Sanlam Alliance was created. Sure. And when Sanlam Alliance was created, it meant that all entities of Alliance and Sanlam in Africa across 27 countries had one parent called Sanlam Alliance. And therefore, it became necessary for us in Ghana, Sanlam entities in Ghana and Alliance entities in Ghana, to go through the legal and regulatory processes to secure approval to merge our business. So I'm happy to inform you that on 26th of July, we outlawed the Sanlam Alliance brand in Ghana through a program we held at Marriott. But before then, we had applied to the regulator of insurance, National Insurance Commission, and we got approval to do this merger. And then we went ahead to the court to get a court approval also for the merger. And then the Office of the Registrar of Companies also issued us a certificate of the merged business with effect from July 1, 2024 as Sanlam Alliance Life Insurance Ghana and our general business as well, also Sanlam Alliance General Insurance. And so we then decided to outlaw Sanlam Alliance in Ghana on 26th of July, just last month. But my brother, the good thing about Sanlam Alliance is that Alliance had over 100 years of experience in providing insurance services in Africa. And Sanlam also had over 100 years of experience in providing insurance in Africa. So the combined experience of Alliance and Sanlam is what is supporting Sanlam Alliance in Ghana today. Sanlam Alliance is in 27 countries in Africa. Sanlam Alliance has 80 companies among or under Sanlam Alliance. I mean, 80 companies. And the Ghana entities happen to be among the first entities to go through all the process to rebrand our business to Sanlam Alliance. And what will interest you to know is that the whole of the Sanlam Alliance group and the CEO of Sanlam Alliance Life Insurance, Robert, was in Ghana to support the reveal of the Sanlam Alliance brand. And the commitment he gave to us is that his noted insurance penetration in Ghana is really low. If you look at the annual report of the National Insurance Commission of 2023, insurance penetration is said to be at 1.07%. Okay. But there is something interesting about that annual report, which says that on a daily basis, insurers are paying about 8.9 million in claims on a daily basis. Every day. And that tells you that insurance pays. But there's a lot of room for insurance to be able to grow, for insurance penetration and coverage to be improved. And that's the whole essence of Sanlam Alliance brand in Ghana.
It's very exciting to hear that. And I'm excited by the quest to actually get all of this happening. Let me bring in now, Helen. I will almost ask you a question about purpose and vision. But I think it's absolutely important that we get to put this in proper perspective. What should the insurance industry of Ghana expect with now that we have Sanlam Alliance big, better, and greater now?
Yeah, so like I did mention to you, insurance penetration in Ghana is 1.07%. And what that means is that insurance has a lot of runway to cover in terms of the rich and its contribution to the development of the Ghanaian economy. Now, Sanlam Alliance comes with over 200 years of insurance experience. Sanlam Alliance comes with expertise, experience, exposure, capacity, financial strength to be able to support our product and services in Ghana. And we believe that because of the low penetration of insurance in Ghana, we have a lot of work to do to be able to extend insurance to every single Ghanaian so that by so doing, insurance penetration can improve. But I can tell you that insurance penetration being 1.07%, if you dive deeper into it, and as I start to talk to you about insurance, some of your listeners and viewers begin, insurance, and he said it to me before we came on, said, you can talk, insurance fund, you know. It is important that trust, confidence in insurance significantly improves so that we can appreciate insurance as a critical lifetime need in order to ensure that we can build and live a life of financial confidence over our lifetime. And I'll talk to you about some of the solutions we have. But our purpose is to empower generations to be financially confident, secure, and prosperous, with a vision to ensure that we deliver the most admired insurance services to Ghanaians in Ghana with a brand promise to live with confidence. And so we are focused on developing products which we call solutions to problems of our customers, and we give to our customers what they ask for, and I'll tell you about some of them, and to do so in a manner that enables you, your listeners, and everybody listening to me to be able to live a life of financial confidence.
Let's drill down into these products you're talking about. Let's do about 2 or 3 of such products, because already I'm yearning to hear more about them.
Okay, so first of all, we don't start by talking about product. We say before we start talking about product, we must first of all understand the problem we are solving.
Okay.
Because in our industry today, sometimes you have an insurance policy. What type of insurance policy you have? Life. What is life? You don't sometimes understand what it is. Yeah. So we start off by first appreciating the problems that we have set out to solve. And then we talk about the product being a solution to the problem. So first of all, let me ask you this very simple question. If, unfortunately, a staff of Joy FM, unfortunately, was called to eternal rest at age of 45, will the firm continue to pay the salary of this person for the next 15 years? Because at 45, you've got 15 years to go on retirement.
Yeah.
We'll pay the salary of this person for the next 15 years so that the surviving family of the staff that has passed on will continue to have their welfare intact, will continue to be able to take care of the family and the welfare to continue. In most cases, when I've asked this question, is not answered because it has to be cross-checked.
I need to check the
Now,
notes to see.
I share with you today that the most important asset in our lifetime to protect is our income.
Mm-hmm.
And I take it again. The most important asset to protect in our lifetime is our income. Now, if our income, whether it's from former employment or from business, will become what a shock or will also die in the event of our unfortunate call to eternal rest, then we have got a fundamental challenge to deal with as breadwinners. If you're listening to me and you earn an income, please speak to us to enable you to take an insurance cover for your income. Okay. It is important we do that for the benefit of ourselves in case of disability and for the benefits of our surviving family in the event that we are called to eternal rest. As I tell you today, or as I sit here today, end of this month, I'm going into a funeral of my late brother.
Okay.
A cousin also moved on a week after. I mean, just last week. And Helen here has lost the father as well, just last week. Now, the reason I'm making references to this is to say that insurance does not prevent the risk from occurring. If that was the case, an insurer who has done insurance for over 20 years wouldn't suffer this. And in most cases, the perception, or sometimes culturally, we find it difficult to accept the risk that death is real. And you actually have no power to even determine when it will occur. So what insurance does is to give you an opportunity to take an insurance cover so that the financial consequences of the risk occurring will be taken care of by the insurer. And then the family deals with the emotional aspect. And I'm telling you about Family Love. We have introduced a product we call Family Love. And what Family Love does, in the event of the demise of a loved one, the first thing Family Love does is to say we give you 10% of the cover amount to deal with the repatriation of the body in the event that you have to move the body from the morgue to the burial grounds, to the church, and to the cemetery. Second, we also will give you 30% of the cover amount to deal with the 1 week celebration expenses.
Oh, that's interesting.
Third, we give you 100% of the cover amount you selected for the main funeral. I said we gave you 10% of what you selected. If you selected 10,000, we would have given you 1,000, and then another 3,000 for the 1 week celebration. We will give you the 10,000 you selected for the main funeral. And if you chose the prestige component of this cover, we will give you 50% of the 10,000 to deal with the first anniversary expenses. And guess what? Even if you are 85 years, you can have Family Love. If you are 80 years, you can have Family Love.
Oh, really?
Because we sat down and realized that we don't have to allow age restrictions to prevent access to insurance. So if you have a parent, if you have an uncle, you have an in-law who is 80 years, get Family Love.
Because many will complain about risk.
Exactly the point we're making to you. And that's the whole essence and the beauty of Sanlam Alliance. We've got the capacity, the expertise, the exposure, the experience to be able to deliver on what you're saying. And therefore, we have extended the age of coverage to up to 85 years. Now, having said that, the other beautiful part of Family Love is to say that, you know, traditionally, for you to take an insurance cover and extend it to your parents and in-laws, the insurance policy will say, cover yourself first.
That's true.
Family Love says, no, we don't force you to cover yourself before you can buy for your parents and in-laws. You can actually buy the policy, cover your parents if you don't want to cover yourself. And then in the event of the risk occurring, we enable you to give them a befitting transition. What you'll be happy to hear is that the product or the policy shows our policyholders love every 3 years, whether you make a claim or you don't make a claim. And hear me, you've taken this policy, you have been paid a claim because a parent or an uncle that you covered has moved on. We have paid the claim. Still, after every 3 years, we'll return 10% of your premium to you.
That's the love you show.
That is the love
Okay.
the Family Love policy shows to its policyholders. In addition to all the benefits I've spoken about, plus, most importantly, caring for the children of the deceased policyholder and spouse. 6 months after Family Love, every month we'll give the children of the spouse and the policyholder maintenance income.
You mentioned the two, right? And these are fascinating ones. I really wish we could just explore further. And I'm already taking notes because clearly I have older people in my family. Now, if sustained superior client experience is your key focus area, tell us about what Sanlam Alliance Insurance is doing or will do to make your current and future customers trust and admire your services.
I am happy you pronounce Alliance right. So it's Sanlam Alliance.
Alliance, yeah.
And that's one of the things Helen says. I should make sure I get you to pronounce it right. Now, so first, my brother, the essence of insurance is that insurance is a promise to pay claims. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, so if insurance company paid claim, it has done what it has to do. But it is one thing for me to tell you about all the products I'm talking to you about. And I told you about the Sanlam Alliance Income Protection. I told you about Family Love. And you'll be happy to hear about the education, because if you think of having children or you have children already, please take Sanlam Alliance education product to make sure that dead, alive or disabled, your children's education can be assured. But having said that, it is one thing to tell you about all the beautiful product, and it's another thing to be able to provide a service and deliver on what exactly we are saying. On 26th of July, we introduced what we call Sanlam Alliance Care Portal. And what this Sanlam Alliance Care Portal does is to enable you to make the claim. You go on the portal to make the claim, check the claim status, go and download your statement if you want to, and then even go there to tell us that we should call you because you have an inquiry or clarification that you request from us. What I am saying to you is that it is important for us as Sanlam Alliance to build capacity, systems, technology, and everything to make sure that beyond the product we offer to you, we are backing it with service experience that you will admire.
Okay.
And I can tell you, my executive in charge of operations, Emmanuel, who is listening right now, is saying it is his responsibility to make sure that all our customers experience superior client experience, and claims payment is just our business. That we will do as BAU, but we go further to ensure that your experience of the insurance service leaves you with the confidence in insurance that you probably may not have had.
And you are not like others. You pay claims, right?
Yes.
You are not going to play games. No monkey business.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
Gymnastics.
I mean, we're in 27 countries,
Yes.
80 companies, the largest and the biggest on the African continent.
Let me bring in Helen. How can the public get information about this exciting news?
Okay, so thank you for this opportunity to share our contact details. You can reach us via phone. Our phone number, that's 0302228047. You can also reach us on our WhatsApp line, and that one is 054-410-8353. You can also send us an email at care@gh.sanlamalliance.com. Our website is also www.gh.sanlamalliance.com. You can also connect with us on all our social media platforms at Sanlam Alliance Ghana. That's on Facebook, Instagram, X, and LinkedIn.
Wonderful.
And we'll be eager to serve all our clients.
I'll
Thank
take
you.
final words from you, Teria Ben Ahmed, who is the CEO and Managing Director of Sanlam Alliance Insurance Ghana.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. First of all, let me say that insurance works.
Okay.
And it is possible to be able to have peace of mind with insurance. And that is what Sanlam Alliance is here to assure you of.
Okay.
We have got the expertise, experience, the financial capability to back whatever we are doing. We're leveraging on technology to serve you as excellently as possible in as far as insurance is concerned. So please speak to us. If you are a Ghanaian worker who earns income and you have not protected your income for the benefit of yourself and surviving family, please speak to us. If you haven't taken an insurance cover to deal with unexpected expenses associated with funerals, please speak to us. If you think about having a child or you have children already, please, this is the time to talk to us. And the future is amazing because we are even coming up with a solution or a product that will enable you to build your dreams. And so look out for us.
Thank you so much, Theria Ben Ahmed, and also to you, Helen Chochoa. Many thanks to you for being part of this conversation about protecting your future. And I'm sure you're speaking to Sanlam Alliance right away. After these messages, we'll continue the Superman Show.
The sun is up, spirits high, people everywhere. Yeah. The food is good, the wine is fine, people getting high. Yeah. Mama here, Baba there, the whole gang too. Yeah. Everybody's dancing, celebrating all The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Welcome and now for a daily star 712 hash and found no regrets. A side comma investors are a striking gold. A comma health workers are a diagnosing luck with precision. A side comma that tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. Say a comma passionate fan on also entering containing a joy. After to the seamstresser or turning the hard end stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now a comma if you say your next big win is right here.
Dial star 712 hash and join the luckiest winning celebration. From the 1st of July 2024, dial star 712 hash to keep buying tickets as a group, individual, or even as a community. Win loads of cash and prizes in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Join the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
This is James. Leave a message.
James, the game's about to start and everybody's here. Salah's got the meat going, Erling's got the cold ones, Saka's chilling. Where are you, man?
All your best football friends are waiting for you to join them for the Premier League. From 10 August to 10 November, you can get GoTV Super Plus now for the discounted price of 265 CDs to enjoy all 380 games of the Premier League live. Don't wait. Upgrade today. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Dearly beloved, one stand by for the following bombshell. The Omanhin of Ogwa traditional area, Osaberema Dr. Kwesata II, Ogwa Omanhima Nana Ikua Abochi VI, and the Ogwa Traditional Council was a delight and pride to invite Amanfunyinara to the 60th Ogwa Fetu Afashe Festival. Nyaminchazi, the landmark celebration coincide with the 25th anniversary of Osaberema coronation. Inti Wakaya double celebration. Nanchawara Yahweh de Fetu Afasheti, or you're not just the biggest festival in Ghana, or Sanso was the second biggest carnival in the world. Onuntina, the whole world redescend upon Cape Coast for an action-packed, exciting, Niger-centric 8-day celebration from the 1st Kepim the 8th of September 2024. Madofo just to highlights. Theme near celebrating the city of first, our people, our future. Special guest of honor here, Otumfo Osei Tutu II. Invited guests Nsudze Bibri, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, former President John Dramani Mahama, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin, just to mention a Kura. Na events na zemen start wa himfa. Homecoming Carnival, Akom Night, Bakatwe Regatta, Food Fair, Youth Colloquium, Orange Friday, Ghana Music Festival, and Sana Traditional Derba Nankasa. Yabosya himfu wim. Na ya celebrating and 7 spectacular Asafo companies through the streets of Gwei. Information in area available online. Inti Kanaka Shishe, Ogwa Fetu Afashe, or social media. Na following for info and updates. Aye. Munya, them menu of merrymaking, them buffet of bashment, them cornucopia of cultural conviviality is it. May allow ma on happen without you at it. May yenshia wa Cape Coast, the city of first, for the 60th Ogwa Fetu Afashe Eye. Now this year hashtag Afashe Go B. Morning Show. You're welcome back.
Now we have on the line the PR of the Ministry of Agri, Tanko Bagbara. He's been giving us updates on what's happening up north. And of course, we are talking about the drought situation there. This morning, Giselle is telling us that there is an investment, 1.18 billion at risk. Tanko, you have given us an indication early on that there's an intervention coming away, the way of the people from the Ministry of Agri. What is the update on the areas affected today? What are your officers on the ground telling you?
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity, and a good morning to our listeners as well. Yes, so as I mentioned yesterday, our original update suggests that the dry spell affected 8 regions: Northern, Upper East, Northeast, Savannah, Upper West, Bono, Bono East, and Oti region, respectively. And crops involved under this dry spell are maize, rice, groundnut, soybean, sorghum, millet, and some other vegetables. We looking at the impact of this dry spell. We know that definitely some interventions need to be put in place. One of those under consideration is a temporary ban on the export of these grains out of this country. This will be a measure for us to, as it were, keep what we have already in the country. So the MAE officers on the field are still trying to gather the necessary data so that we get to know the acreage involved, crop by crop, and then get to know the investment losses made by farmers, if any, and then those figures will inform whatever interventions that will be put in place.
GESEL is estimating 1.18 billion. You're saying that you're now putting in place, your monitoring evaluation officers are now doing their own assessment on the ground. But in the interim, is there intervention to help salvage what's not going through the process? What specifically can you do right now?
Yeah, with specific interventions is just rain. And like I mentioned yesterday, even some of the folks on Minister's visit, he indicated that some of the folks, even if it rains, might not recover. So we are aware there's going to be some job losses of farmer investments and income. So those are the areas, and if the dry spell persists, likely there will be decline in GDP and some other food shortage-related issues. So the ministry is looking at it holistically and is going to tailor interventions to address this. But like I mentioned, one of such under consideration is strongly we need to place a temporary ban on the export of grains.
Okay, so sorry, you mentioned, is it grains or you're saying maize?
Grains. And these grains include maize, soya, millet.
Oh, okay, so you say grains in general?
Yes, grains. So maize, rice, whatever that is food to us in the form of grains. You know, the northern part of the region produce the highest percentage of these grains for our food security. And if the crop is affected, we know there's certainly something we need to do about it.
Well, when is this ban expected to be in place? Is this something that's working anytime soon?
Yeah, so like I said, by close of week, the ministry will have been in a better position to, as it were, announce these interventions.
Talked about specific intervention by way of compensation and others, because you know that farmers will be out of jobs. There will be food security issues along the line. Do we have enough budgetary position in terms of fiscal space to be able to do the needed intervention?
Yeah, so I think in the wisdom of the president, he actually instructed the Minister for Finance and the Agriculture Sector Minister to get into the fold and have this assessment. And I believe once the Minister for Finance is involved in this, then definitely wherever resources that government will mobilize to step in, I think that will be done.
You also mentioned that even if the rains come in, there will still be some level of difficulty by these farmers. When are you likely to complete your entire assessment? And when should they start expecting relief in the form of the support you're talking about?
Well, I'm unable to give timelines, but like I said, we are working around the clock to see by close of this week we should be concluding and putting these figures together.
You planned a press conference today. Is this still happening?
No, it wouldn't happen because we are not done. We thought at the close of work yesterday we would have had the full reports from the officers who are on the phone, but we couldn't get that done. And that's why we are working towards the close of this.
Weather patterns are known. Could we have anticipated that this would happen?
Yes, I did mention this in one of your sister stations. We have over the years worked with the meteo stations, and yes, there was that weather information, but we never anticipated that it would take this long to the extent that it will affect the crop. But the lucky part is that with the middle zone, we actually have two seasons, the main season and the minor season. And normally the minor season rains are even far better than the main season. So the main season has just ended and we are about starting the minor season. So it is hopeful that we will get some rains and then we'll put those farms to cultivation.
Okay, so today, what information do you have for farmers who are apprehensive about losing their entire lives, loans, and all the other related engagements?
Yes, the information I have for farmers is that of hope, and that the ministry is doing all that it can to restore them to their livelihood.
To you, Tanko Bagbara, he is actually the spokesperson of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture there, giving us an update on what's happening up north when it comes to the dry spell, which in the estimation of GISEL is threatening some 1.1 billion worth of investment in agriculture in this particular area. Of course, it's related issues to do with food security, issues to do with the cost of food that you have to buy in the Republic of Ghana. It's also there. But Jansen, we should be spending a lot more time on this matter.
All right. So
anyway.
we absolutely have to. Important information there. So listen, are you ready to make every moment count? From the simple pleasure of treating yourself to unforgettable weekend getaways or a special surprise for someone you love, you can have the perfect companion, Stanbic Cares. And so they give you the cards for those fulfilling moments that make you go like, yes, this is it. Talk to Stanbic on 0302-815-789. On social media, they are at Stanbic Bank GH, or just visit stanbicbank.com.gh to learn more.
Now, this August, Joy Business Masterclass brings you a thrilling 13-week agribusiness series. This is from snail farming to aquaculture, organic farming, and agro-processing. We've got it all. Over the next 13 weeks, you will learn from Ghana's top agribusiness pros who will share their secrets to success. Every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m., dive into practical tips, inspiring stories, and interactive discussions. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, this series is for you. Tune in to Joy 99.7 FM and be part of Ghana's agribusiness revolution. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and grow with us. Joy Business, empowering, prospering together. So we can wrap up now.
Yes, we can. What today are you doing in the first week of
Sedem Esuman? Today is her birthday.
A happy birthday to Sedem Esuman. So what are you doing in the first week of September?
Oh, by the grace of God, I'll go to church.
Oh, excellent. Yes. But in addition to that, you're definitely coming to the Guafi to Afasha.
Yes, most likely.
Yes. Good. Great events lined up there. Otumfo himself is attending. It should be great fun. And there's an innovation called Afasha in the park, so it's a bazaar to be open 24/7. And people have stands there selling food and
our time is up.
All that. Yeah. But it's time for us to go. Thank you so much for listening. We're back tomorrow with more on the Super Morning Show. Stay on Joy till then. My name is Koji Yankson. I'm the morning man.
Raymond Dalakwa.
Have a good one.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best.